What's up, guys? How's it going? And welcome to the Minute Channel. This is the Game of the Year podcast. We had a really interesting year, 2021. It hasn't been like the best year for gaming, but it definitely was a pretty good year. With a lot of games that I was looking forward to, and I'm sure you guys as well. There was some games that you were looking for. So before we even start with the podcast, I want to welcome my two guests here. Rising Oblivion, how are you doing, man?
Yo, what's up, guys? Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
Awesome. And we have Double May Pie. How you doing, man?
Hey, good. Thanks for having me. It should be a lot of fun chatting 2021 games. Should be cool.
Yeah. It's I invited you guys on purpose because although I do know a lot of people in like the community of like Megaten and everything, not a lot of them like play games like outside of like JRPGs or like just like Megaten games. Like some do, but a lot of them just have like a smaller circle of like games they play. And I was like, man, who do I know that actually like play games outside of like JRPGs or Megaten games and everything? So definitely, if you guys haven't followed any of these two guys, definitely check them out. I am gonna add their links to their channels in the description, so you guys can follow them. They're both awesome, and like I just mentioned, they cover more than just Megaten. You know, other games that some other content creators may not talk about. So before we dive into the year, I want to ask, did you guys have any particular games you were looking forward to for 2021?
Well, I mean, Absentee 5, obviously, but not really. There wasn't a ton. I feel like last year, I think we were kind of talking about this beforehand. Like last year seemed to have had like a ton of games come out that were really good. I mean, SMT5 was like the big one this year. Other than that, I really didn't have very many expectations for most games. I was hoping Elden Ring would come out because I think it got delayed a lot, but that's coming out next year. So, I mean, not a ton really, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. I feel the same way. Like I was like very ready to for like obviously SMT5, but Elden Ring was one that I was like, oh man, I'm excited for it. Same thing with Horizon Forbidden West, the PlayStation exclusive game. I was also like looking forward for it and everything. They obviously delayed the game and everything. So like every single game that I was really excited for is coming out like at the very beginning of 2022 now.
Right.
Yeah, there was another one. It's a zombie game. I forgot the name of it. It's the
Dying Light 2?
Dying Light 2, yeah. So, like, all these games that I was actually looking forward to, like, I just didn't even get a chance to, like, play them or anything. So, I'm like, okay, well, 2022 is going to be the year, right? So, I don't mind delays because of obvious reasons. So many games out there that shall not be mentioned in this channel. Yeah, what about you, Demon Pie? Did you have any particular games that you were, like, looking forward to 2021?
Like the ones that came out, you know, were solid. Like SMT5, obviously, and Tales of Arise. Those were my two big ones from this year. Love both, and both will be up for high up in my Game of the Year contenders. But like you said, like the real like heavy hitters, they all got pushed back. Horizon, Elden Ring. They did say God of War was supposed to come out this year, even though none of us believed it was gonna happen. But that was originally announced for this year, and a lot of people thought FF16 could have been this year too. So just like a lot of bigger heavy hitter titles, they didn't quite make it. So overall, this year I think it was a good year. It had a lot of like 8s and 9s kind of games, but like not many like 10 out of 10 games. So no, not like really top heavy, just like consistent, solid all around, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think I played any 10 out of 10 games this year. Now that you mentioned it, I just realized I didn't play any 10 out of 10 games. So yeah, you're right. It was an interesting year. Not to say there were bad games, because I don't think there were a lot of bad games that I played. In fact, there's a lot of very good games that were almost like a great game, but they somehow like messed, like it wasn't, it just didn't get to like that spot with like the 10 out of 10s or anything like that. So but they definitely had a lot of potential.
Did Strikers come out this year?
Did
felt like eternity ago.
Bro,
yeah,
I swear to God, I was like, that was last year, but it wasn't.
Almost a year, right? Dude. Is it February? Right, it's crazy how long.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't like Strikers, but I mean, as we're talking about, it was okay. I just didn't like the hack and slash, but That's just me personally.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not a bad game though. If you like Persona, it's definitely worth playing.
We'll definitely talk about that because it was definitely a game that I think, I don't know if it lived up to the expectations, but it definitely was a very long-awaited game for a lot of people. I think a lot of people were just kind of waiting for the game to come out, and then it comes out and it's like maybe not what you were expecting for a game like that. I personally thought it was good, but I don't think it was really good. Does that make sense? Like there were definitely parts of me that was like, man, this game had a lot of cool things going on for it. But at no point was I like, oh man, they definitely like blew my mind with it or anything like that. So, good game. I don't think it's definitely like a massive 10 out of 10 or anything like that. I think I gave it a 9 out of 10. But then again, I played that game like a year prior to that. This was a 2020 game for me. In fact, it was on my 2020 Game of the Year list, like at number 10. So so I already knew that I wasn't gonna love the game like one of the games or anything like that. So I actually didn't have much issues with the gameplay itself. I just thought that the story was so close to the original one as far as like the story beats and everything. They were so close together, but I'm like, I don't know if I feel like there's just too much of Persona 5 story-wise on it or anything like that. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Devil, did you play that game?
Yeah, I played it. It's weird. It's one of those where like I was really high on it when I played it at the time, but then like, man, it's been so long. I was like, do I still like it? Like it feels so long ago. Like I haven't thought about the game since I played it, so I don't know if that's a good or bad sign. But I think because the Persona spin-off bar isn't set too high yet, so it's I wasn't disappointed at all. I thought it was really solid. Because I like that it was more like it was more of a Persona game than it was like a Musou Dynasty Warriors, and that because I don't like that genre.
Oh
really.
yeah, me neither. Yeah.
The fact that it had like more story to it, and we got to hang out with some of the characters again, so that's what I really liked about it. Not just like it had more Persona flair as far as like dungeons and bosses, so that's what I liked about it.
Yeah, I think what he did pretty good as far as like the characters. You get more of those. This felt almost like when they do the anime OVAs, where it's kind of like almost like its own contained story. But it's kind of like just seeing like the characters just like travel and hang out and everything. That's the cool shit about the game. I think that they did that pretty good. In fact,
the environments are cool.
Yeah, the environments are cool. All the different cities are like completely different from each other. Like Sendai, which is one of the earliest cities that you visit, or it's completely different from Kyoto. Like all of them look really cool. And then the dungeon design also like plays a big part into like the game itself and everything. So not to say that the game was bad, but I do think that it definitely lacked some aspects that I think that Persona 5 or any other Persona games prior to that just done better. Also the combat, I just feel like the combat was fine, but it wasn't good as a hack and slash. Like, you play games like Devil May Cry or the Souls games or Bayonetta or like I don't know, like there's so many good hack and slash out there, and I don't think that the gameplay was like a 10 out of 10. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's a weird mix. I think I saw what they were going for, and Final Fantasy VII Remake is a better version of that combat. I think it's this weird thing where it's like they're taking turn-based elements and they're taking a hack and slash and trying to put it together somehow, which they didn't do a terrible job, to be honest. But it's not as I don't know, not as fun as I think it would be. Like Final Fantasy VII, I think did a much better job at trying to mash those two things together. But like I said, though, like the environment of that game, beautiful. All the different places you go to, the way the characters interact in those places, it's really good, really fun. The new characters they added to that game too are great. Some of my favorites, I think, are just the P5 sort of universe or whatever. That and our girl Haru gets some more story, Yeah,
they definitely did a lot of good stuff for some characters. Yosuke gets like a new story arc because I think he really needed it. Because in original Persona 5, he just kind of left in the sidelines afterwards. Like he's just kind of like you had your story, so like you're done. So in this game, at least like everybody gets like a little more of like story bits and everything. So definitely, I think it was in that aspect, I think the characters get more to do and everything. So shout out to Demicro. He says with $2 donation, is P5S considered a 2021 game though? I think because we're talking, it released this year in the West, so I think it should be considered that. I personally, well, a lot of the people here play the game on 2021, so I think it's fair for that. Although I can see why some people argue otherwise about it. But again, I feel like 2021, the game released here in the West, it makes sense to count it as one. But yeah, that's how I feel about that.
Yeah, if you didn't play the Japanese version, I mean, most of us, I'm sure, played the North American or even European versions, and they all came out this year. So for sure, it's a 2021 game.
Yeah, 100%. I just think it makes sense that way. Shout out to everybody here that is coming, saying hi. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for coming by. Appreciate it. And let's go ahead and actually jump into the 2021 games. I know we went into Persona, but there's actually a lot of games that came out this year. So let's see what they got going on here. Which, by the way, I'm just trying to pull up the game lineup, and it's just so massive that I have to read through it really fast because there's just a lot of games that came out. Some games that I didn't really play about. Like, did you guys remember what you played on January of this year?
I don't remember anything, bro.
I had a slow start to the year. I might have gone late. Hitman 3 came out in January, but I didn't play it till the summer.
Yeah. Hitman 3. So what do you think about Hitman? Because I did not play that game at all. So
really solid. Big fan of the series. This like reboot of the trilogy. Definitely, if you like self games, if you're a PS Plus member, they gave away the first and second game for free, so that was really cool. But it's just a nice open world sandbox game where you just like just fuck around and put on all these cool disguises and like poison and find different ways to kill the target. It's just kind of like I wouldn't say mindless, because you do have to put a lot of thought in, but just like a fun like fuck around kind of game to find different ways to kill the target and finish the mission.
Yeah. So. It's definitely honestly, I never actually played any of them, but I know a lot about them because I have a friend that is into them, so they will like talk to me about them and everything. So I don't know, it's just not my style of game, if you will. I think that it looks pretty cool. It never really caught my attention as far as like me playing them or anything like that. So it's just not my kind of game. What about you, Racing? Did you play anything in January that you can remember at all? Because I am looking at the list and I'm not seeing anything that I was like,
Well, he was talking about how you got the first two Hitman games for free on PlayStation Plus. I did do that, and I plan on getting Hitman 3 at some point, but I didn't. It says that the Five Nights at Freddy's Core Collection is in here, but I don't know if that's the same one I have. I did get one of the collection games on my Switch, so that might be one of the games that are in January that I got, but I got it so much later, so I don't think any of these games I played actually in January, but there's not a lot here in January that I really got. The Yakuza Remaster Collection, I've thought about getting that a few times, but I just didn't. I never actually went for it.
Oh, really? Yeah, I actually played. I think I own that. No, because this is when it came out on Windows and Xbox. I played it on PlayStation 4, so I must have played them last year, I think. Not this year, then. Oh, there it is. The Medium. That's the one game. Devil, you actually also played that game, right? The Medium?
Yeah, I played it when I first got my Xbox Series S, and it's just like Strikers. It came out this year. I thought it was a last year game for some reason. But... Yeah,
it's this year. I forgot about the game. I actually forgot about it, and I was looking for it here. I was like, I know I played a game in January. I 100% know. I'll be honest with you guys. This game is fine. It got a lot of hate because of the performance issues, like a lot of hate. But it's an indie game. So I think a lot of people forgot that it's an indie game. It's not like a big developer game or anything like that. I know it released originally as a Xbox exclusive, and a lot of people were looking forward to it because it was imitating that Silent Hill, Resident Evil 1 and 2 vibe kind of thing, which it did okay. I don't think it's one of those games that is worth precisely like buying at full price. Like I can't say that, but I played it on the Xbox Game Pass for free. So
yeah, same.
Yeah, so like I don't know, like I don't think it's like a $60 game worth the money, because I know it released at $60, right, originally. Um, so
Have you on PS4? Yeah, when it finally came.
yeah,
PS4,
right. It released a full price, and I'm like, this is not a $60 game. It had horrible performance, even on PS4 when it came out. It it still wasn't performing super well, although it performed better. And I remember people were like joking about it, like it's supposed to be an Xbox exclusive, so to speak, but it performs better than PlayStation. It's just funny kind of stuff, people how they be.
You know
sometimes.
what the issues were? Was it like frame rate issues? Like
It was actual performance issues, so it wasn't well optimized. So like it will like do random stuff, like it will crash or it will freeze just at times. And mind you, my computer is like pretty beefy, so like I never have issues like that unless there is some kind of issue like that. And this game had it constantly. Like it wasn't like just like once or twice. Like the entire game was just a hassle. In fact, I tried to stream this game and I just couldn't get through it because it kept crashing and everything. So I had to stop playing. I never finished it. It just, I know it patched out by now, but I just don't have like the time to like go back and replay the game. I didn't like it enough to like actually go back and finish it. Not a bad game, but I think
I didn't really like it. It puts the mid and medium for me as a horror guy here. I don't know. If you want to play a good horror like game, play Tormented Souls that came out. We can talk about that whenever we get to that game.
Oh, really?
In the year, but yeah, it didn't really do it for me. It was definitely like a dollar store Silent Hill. It wasn't that scary. It was just too puzzle heavy. It's more story, more narrative driven than actual trying to be scary.
Yeah. That, and it also like one thing that they did cool. It was the atmosphere. Like it was like spooky kind of thing, but there's like nothing actually scary about it, which is funny because she's a medium. Like you can see like the spirits and everything like that, but they actually never tried to make it like horror type. It's more like the atmosphere. It's like the atmosphere itself is like spooky, but they don't never try to do anything horror with it. So yeah, I think it's a missed opportunity there. It definitely could have been better. It's fine. It wasn't like a terrible game or anything like that. It's like the most like 6 out of 10 game I played this year. But it's definitely not like I think it's good if you play it on Game Pass, but it's definitely not worth a $60 price. So I guess we'll move into February, unless you guys have any other games to go through.
No, I don't think so. That game's a psychological horror, by the way. If you want a good psychological horror, play anything by the people who make Amnesia. They'll be a lot better.
Oh yeah, Amnesia games are good. Oh, okay, so these are actually pretty good games. The Neo games, Neo 2 and Neo 1, it got the complete remaster for PlayStation 5. Have you guys played those games?
I never got around to it.
Oh, really?
The first one, I did the first couple of missions in the second one.
Yeah, I think the first one's good, but I think the second one improved on everything that kind of lacked in the first one. Definitely great games. If you're into the Souls kind of games or anything like that, definitely check that out because they are great games, and I encourage you guys to play them. They all sell constantly too. Sure.
There's co-op in them too. If you want to play with a friend, they're really fun. So. There is.
King Narkami said check your DMs, Kuro.
Yeah, I literally just replied back to him, so he's gonna hop in the in the stream here. He was going to originally, but I know something came up for him, so he said that he's good to go. So. All right. Gonna add him on the chat here. Oops, that kind of messed up the camera system here. So I do apologize, guys.
No face reveal today for King Narkami.
No face reveal for King.
Maybe when he gets the 5K subs.
You might want to shut them all off if he doesn't want to. Wait, never mind. It's not gonna show his face anyway.
Yeah, he's not going to. So it's fine. Yeah, we'll just wait for him to come up on the screen here.
Lily's been playing him. Lily Moncat has been playing him.
I'll wait for him to call back. Meanwhile, we can continue here. So February, right? February 2021. We talked about Neo. Great games. Check them out. So I have a question about this because I saw this one being nominated in the Game Awards and I was confused. But it was the Super Mario World 3D plus Bowser's Fury. Did you guys think that was a fair for that something like that to be nominated? Because it was just a remaster, right?
No, Bowser's Fury is technically something new, but it's brought over to the Switch. What was it nominated for? I have it.
Best Nintendo or family game, probably.
Was it? I don't remember. I just know that it was nominated for something.
Bowser's Fury actually is pretty good, but like the 3D World is just a remaster thing for Switch. But okay. I mean, it ain't bad. But
I don't think Game Award cares about that kind of stuff. I think if it comes out this year, they just nominate it. I don't think they really look into remasters that much.
I don't know. I was just curious about it. I didn't know if they cared or not. But I always get curious whenever something is a remaster gets nominated for something, because if that's the case, then something like the Mass Effect trilogy remaster, that should be nominated for something like the best writing or something like that.
Only remaster, right? The Bowser's Fury bit might be why they're adding in there, because the Bowser's Fury
there's new content in it. Yeah,
place.
Bowser's Fury is basically a brand new game.
Yeah.
Is it?
It looks like Odyssey. It doesn't look like the 3DS game. It looks like Odyssey.
Oh, really? I don't know. I don't play Mario games, as you guys can tell.
I don't either. But my brother got it. And I was like, sure, I'll play it because it has co-op, but it's like co-op.
Oh, so I heard King. What's up, man? How you doing, man?
How y'all doing tonight? Sorry, I had some stuff to do tonight. Get some stuff done before the work week, but I'm good now.
Awesome.
He had to tuck his Kawakami body pillow.
Oh, was he really?
I had to wash it. It was a little too sticky.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, cool stuff there. I didn't know how you guys felt about that. Like, again, I'm not really a big fan when they put remasters on like the Game of the Year category, anything like that, or any category. I just don't feel like they're worth winning something. But if they add some more stuff, I guess it's pretty cool if they do. Little Nightmares 2. Did any of you play that game?
Yeah, I played it. It was my first time playing both games. I played them back to back. Really solid, like indie horror games. Like super creepy enemies, and like one or a couple of the levels actually like terrified me. It was like in the dark. These like puppets. If you like, they move in the dark, but if you shine the light in them, they stop. So it was just. I really recommend those games. I think the first game might be on like PS Plus or Game Pass or something, and they're like super cheap. So even though it looks kind of like cutesy a little bit, but don't let that fool you. There's some like creepy ass like enemies and stuff chasing you. So really, really cool sets of games.
Yeah. When Little Nightmares 2 came out, I was like, I should try these games out. And I played the first one. It was on sale. Like I said, they are pretty cheap.
Yeah.
A lot of times, I think there's even maybe a bundle out there for both of them or something.
I think I saw a bundle before. I actually played the first one with my sister, and the atmosphere in those games is actually pretty good. Like, it does make you feel like a scary type of game, although it's not really like a scary game or anything like that. But the atmosphere is so well done for it. I was pretty impressed with that.
Yeah, dude. It's like it's pretty calm and like just like spooky atmosphere at times, and then other times it picks up heavily and it's genuinely scary at times.
Right.
It's like a thriller at times too. It's crazy, but that's a pretty good game. It's also on Switch too, so if you just want something nice on handheld, and it runs well on Switch because it's not like it's a nice super big game. It's not hard for it to run. So if you're looking for a Switch game for pretty cheap, that's a pretty good game. That's a solid game.
Right on. So what else is on February? Oh, of course, we talked about Persona 5 Strikers there. We already talked about it, but King, did you have anything to say about it?
Come on, Rising. Come on, man.
I didn't like the gameplay. The environments and characters and everything, solid. I almost might say it's better than Royal at times for the characters and story and everything. But
almost anything's better than Royal in terms of story and characters.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with that logic.
I just don't like the gameplay. That's pretty much
I mean that's fair. Did you like Final Fantasy VII Remake?
I did. That's the thing we were talking about like beforehand. Before this, like I liked how the remake did it, but for some reason, Strikers, I just couldn't get into it. I don't know why.
I think it's fair. It is very different. I think the Final Fantasy Remake does like a different type of job with the combat, like because it's very different from what they do with strikers.
My webcam spot is on his cam, so that's what I was trying to avoid.
Oh,
don't show your face, King.
Hold on.
Yeah,
hold
look,
on.
it's black. That's where it should be. Yeah, don't show your face, King.
Hold on. Oh shit! What happened here? Something messed up.
Stop.
Hold on. Something messed up here. Oh, okay. Wow.
Well, keep the face cam on, but don't show your face because he needs to find the spot to put it in.
Yeah.
You gotta find. You just gotta find that right spot.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Don't move. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll fix this first before you do. We don't want an accidental face reveal here today.
Yeah. So that's what I was scared of. I knew it was gonna happen.
Oh, hey. Okay, so hold on. Wrong side. I need to make this just right here.
We need to appreciate Devil May Pie's shirt that he has on right
Yes,
now.
sir.
We were just talking about that earlier. Yeah.
And that Tifa poster on the door.
Let's go.
Best girl Tifa.
Representing.
You need a jar. You need a jar for that shit, bro.
Lord.
Yeah.
I need lots of jars, all my figures, but I don't know.
Hey yo.
All right, dude. We're good to go. If you're King, if you want to.
I have the Midnight Channel right now.
If
you
you
didn't know. Oh, he moved.
I moved it. Yeah. Now I moved it. It's good to go now. As long as
That's
nobody
how we
moves
move
or
up.
anything like that, it doesn't mess up or anything. Yeah. So Strikers, yeah. Any final thoughts on Strikers before we move on into the best game of February?
Amazing soundtrack.
Oh yeah, soundtrack was pretty good. Yeah, that's true.
It's coming to Spotify and everything soon. And you can buy
And
them.
now I feel like a fucking dumbass because I paid $250 for my collector's edition with the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, why did you pay that much?
Because I bought the Japanese version. Kiro had to keep
Yeah,
out
I have the
Asian
Chinese
version.
one. Yeah, I got a Chinese one for $100. No shame though, it's still really good. It's just Chinese.
It's coming
okay.
to Spotify. Same thing with Royal's soundtrack. I don't know. I don't know when. It's like early next year, I think. Or something.
It's February.
I made a video and I don't remember what I said, but yeah.
Well, here's the thing. It's like these soundtracks aren't readily available for us to just purchase right now. I don't know why they're not.
Maybe they just don't like money, you know?
That makes a lot of sense.
That'd be it.
I'm going to a wrestling event this Wednesday, and I'm literally bringing a sign that says "Port Persona 4 Golden to consoles."
You got good seats? We can get you on cam?
Oh yeah,
Nice.
That's where the face reveal is going to be.
yes, that's going to be the true face
The
reveal.
official face reveal. Nice. You attack Atlas and everything.
I'm not attacking Atlas. I'm just
not
trying to
attack.
bully. I'm trying to
tag,
bully
tag.
them into doing this.
We're just gonna bully him into doing it.
Tag Atlas so they can retweet it.
That works every time. As we
Oh man. So we're gonna move on, I guess, from Persona 5 Strikers. I don't really want to dwell much on that game, in case anybody gets mad that I didn't call it my game of the year or something. For real though, let me tell you, I did a ranking of like the Atlas games or something like that. I made a video, and it got so many dislikes. People were mad because Persona 5 Strikers wasn't like the one that I loved the most or something. I'm just like, I just didn't like. It's still a good game. I'm not hating on it or anything like that.
Kuro, if you have an opinion on the internet, people are going to attack you.
Yeah, I don't know. That particular one was something that I didn't expect too much. I thought it was generally accepted. Like, it was a good game, but it wasn't like a great
You're
game.
messing with the P5 fans. That's where you went wrong.
Anytime,
I'm joking. I like P5.
anytime you say something
if you
Persona
don't
5,
love it, that means you hate it. That's
Yeah.
how the internet works.
yeah,
People are not going to be happy. I'm not going to plug it or anything, but people are not going to be happy with my video this week. Kuro's seen it.
I seen that you tweeted about it. I'm like, oh boy.
Kuro saw it.
yeah, I saw the video. I think it's pretty inoffensive, but I don't know. Maybe fans don't even gonna see through the entire video. It's like, what? He's hating on a game that I like, and he's not even hating on it, by the way. But you can imagine how people are gonna feel about it later.
I can't wait.
But did any of you played Bravely Default 2?
Thought about it. I think I played the demo. I think I had a demo on Switch. I played the demo, which wasn't bad, but I just never got back around to it.
I think it's a good game. I played the first one, But I just didn't really find like a justification for me to actually play the other games, if you will. Like, thought it was cool, but not enough for me to like go and buy the new one or anything like that. Maybe in the future, but not right now. I just have too many games to play through.
Same. That's kind of what I thought about with that game. I was like, am I gonna jump into a new series, like a new like JRPG? It's like, I think we got plenty of those going around.
Yeah. So that's how I feel about the Kurono Kiseki, whatever that series is. I just like every time I see them and people comment about it, I'm like, I do not have the time to like.
Do you have 700 spare hours or more? And,
yeah, exactly. Like, do you have money?
All
and
the Trails
time?
question, direct them to me. For sure.
Yeah, I really wanted to try the Trail series, Cold Steel and everything. I see them go on sale all the time, and I asked someone about it, and he's like, each game lasts 80 hours. I'm like, fuck that, nah.
Right?
Nah,
yeah. I'm just like, I just don't have the time for all this. It's just, I just don't.
I like tried to get SMT4 so many times, but after I beat 5, I was like, maybe not. Let's give it a little bit. Let's give it a minute.
As someone who just started SMT4 Rising, it's a little hard to get into it, especially, I like playing a lot on my TV, and the 3DS is kind of not the most friendly for my hands and everything. But you get used to it after a while. It's definitely worth playing.
I seen you had a grip on it. I feel like that's a perfect idea because like it's whenever I'm holding the 3DS, it makes it hard to click the buttons. I think a grip would. I might end up doing that in the future, but
I can send you the link. Depending on which model you have, I can send you the link.
That would be super cool, man.
I voted on the poll. Am I allowed to vote?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you guys can vote. Yeah, you guys can vote.
Conflict of interest.
So I will say, so you guys, we're doing a poll for like the different. There are gonna be different things like favorite Atlas game of the year. You can vote for any of those stuff. At the end, we're just gonna talk about our favorite picks and everything like that. So go ahead and answer those polls. I'm gonna do the entirety of the podcast, and at the very end, we'll talk about those. But that'll be by the very end, so you don't have to worry about it right now. But yeah, just vote for now if you guys can. That'll be awesome. So I forgot what we were talking about, and I apologize.
Are you in February or March?
We're in February. Oh yeah. Yakuza Like a Dragon. I get to talk about it again.
I was like, why did Kiro jump over that one? I was like, he
Like a Dragon last year. Right?
Yeah,
that came out 2020.
No. February. We got Yeah, we got the Xbox Series X.
Game of the year. Mark
Game
it down.
of the year. Yeah, honestly, like
Show's
Dragon
over,
is just
guys.
such a good game. Honestly, what's my game of the year as far as like RPGs for like last year? That was like the first Yakuza game that I played, and to be honest, I think still the best one. Like I play 0 and 1, and I still think 7 is the best one. But it's because I love the gameplay so much. The turn-based style that they did, it's just really good.
It's like so brilliantly done, and for a team that was their first turn-based JRPG, it's just incredible what it became. It kind of came out of nowhere. I know a lot of people weren't very happy with it at first, but once you start playing it, it instantly sucks you in. The characters, the story, the gameplay, it's just all perfect to me.
I feel like I'd love it because it's like, I've always thought about a Persona game with it being like adults or whatever, and that's pretty much what that is in some ways.
With a lot more comedy involved too.
See, I want that so bad.
Yeah, it is super funny. Yeah, the game is like, it's funny because it manages tone so well. Well, that's one thing that I don't like about the Persona games. Oh shit, I'm about to get killed over here. They don't handle like funny scenes or sad scenes very well. Like some sad will happen, but then like they have to do some kind of joke to like make it funny again. I'm like, oh no, you can't be sad for the rest of the game. You have to be happy. So they'll do some kind of joke or something like that, and it just doesn't. Especially on Persona 4, they do that a lot. But like something shocking happens, like a death of someone. Oh, wait, let's crack a joke so the characters are not sad or something like that. And they don't do a good balance between the two. But Yakuza Like a Dragon has like these heart-wrenching moments where you're like you just feel so bad. Like I was literally crying when I was playing that game because some things happens and I'm like, man, this game is not pulling any punches. Like it's really sad. But then like when it's the funny moments, they actually do such a good job with the funny stuff. So the comedy and the emotional stuff, 10 out of 10. Really good game.
So it came. Yeah, that's right. It did come out for PS5 this year.
Yeah, PS5. That's what it was. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sorry about that, guys. Got the wrong console, but
console exclusivity on Xbox for the next gen version than PS5 release.
Yeah, right. That's what I meant. I don't know why I said the Xbox. I knew it was the other way around, but for some reason I said Xbox.
February it says it came out in Xbox, and PS5 it says it came out in March.
I don't know. It must have been like an enhanced, like the actual enhanced version of it.
Either way, amazing game.
Yeah, I still need to pick it up. It's like we were talking about earlier. It's just like, do I want another turn-based JRPGs? So I just didn't have time for it. I think at the time.
Have you played that long DMP?
I'm stubborn. I'm playing them in order. I know it's not really connected that much. So I'm going through. I'm on Yakuza 4 right now. So like maybe I'll play 4 and 5. Then I'll finally play that. But I'm stubborn that way.
Fair. That's very fair.
Hopefully next year I'll get it.
I agree. It's probably better if you do it because 7 is very much like a love letter to the Yakuza series. Like there's so many references to the other games and everything. And personally, when you get those moments, you don't get them if you don't play the other games because you're like, a character come up, I don't even know who that is. So like I don't get like you don't get like that excitement or anything like that. But if you play them in order and you know what's going on, when those moments happen, you're like, oh shit, like it's so well connected and everything. So I think
do like me and marathon all the games back to back because the combat gets a little stale when you play.
I have it in me to play like 2, maybe 3 RGG games a year. Like last year I played Yakuza 3 and Lost Judgment. So this year I could maybe do 2 or 3 again. So like I have a limit with RGG games. They're really good, but can't keep playing them.
Yeah, the gameplay isn't what I like about those games. I actually do not like any of the brawler fighting type of things. Yakuza at least makes it a little bit interesting with the combos and all the crazy shit you can do with them. So
and the mini games.
Yeah, the mini games. Oh shit! That's one thing that I really want Persona to learn from about Yakuza. The mini games are like a 10 out of 10. Like that itself is like it makes the game. Not like 7 for example has a go-kart. And it's not just like, oh, you can ride a go-kart. There's like an actual cop. Like you just competitions for it, and all these other like characters that you meet from that storyline. Like basically every little mini games, like not everyone, but a lot of them have like extra characters, storylines, like all this other stuff that you get to meet along the way. Pretty cool shit. Honestly, like it's insane how well developed they are. Like I know it's a small team too. Like just like Atlas, they're not like a very big developer, but what they do with those games is crazy. So I'm looking at March, and I don't know what I played in March. I only see disappointment in March.
I don't have anything here. I mean, I almost got Crash, but I wanted to play the original 3 first.
So you didn't get it?
Two big games in March. Both I didn't play. One of them was the Game of the Year winner, It Takes Two. So I don't know if any of you guys played that.
I skipped that. I'm not into those kind of games.
I don't have any friends to play them with.
Yeah, me neither. I'm like, I don't.
Same King. I don't have any friends to play co-op with, so I couldn't play
it. Yeah, and the other one that I see here that is the massive disappointment was Marvel's Avengers.
Oh god,
never touched that.
I got it for free, and it's still not worth it.
Yeah, dude, I played so I got into the beta or whatever, and I played it, and it was horrible, and I was like, well, this game is already looking worse than I thought it was gonna be. So like, I don't think I'm gonna touch the actual game. And then seeing like all the stuff that's been going on since then, it's just insane. Like, I don't know how I know how because Square Enix and they're greedy as shit. But yes, right, Square Enix. You won't give me a review code, but I'm gonna call you out. I don't care.
My man's salty over here. Let's go.
Oh no, I'm salty as fuck. First of all, they promised that none of the DLC was gonna be they said it wasn't gonna be pay to win, which they lied because it is. And then they said that they wasn't gonna like do any like important DLC they want to charge for, and they do. So like they lied twice. So I don't care.
Hold on, Square Enix lying? Wait a minute.
Yeah, is Square Enix lying?
Speaking of which, I think from what this looks like, I think is it the Kingdom Hearts games jumping over to PC this month, or is it next month? It might be the next month.
It was in March.
It was in March.
Okay, then yeah, it is there.
Right.
Yeah.
So
which I have played.
I saw your streams.
Honestly, that's probably the best way to play Kingdom Hearts. I mean, I've never played those games on an unlocked frame rate, but when you do it for a hack and slash type of game, it feels great, man.
You're not waiting for the cloud version on Switch?
Oh. No thanks.
That's so fucking stupid. Why couldn't they just port at least 2.5?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, maybe like 2.8, you know, maybe you have problems with the 0.2, and Kingdom Hearts 3 maybe have problems, but like, come on. You have Melody and Memory on there that uses the stuff from 1.5 and 2.5 in it. I mean,
It could totally be done. It could totally be done.
Yeah.
It can be, but are they gonna do it? That's the whole thing. Like,
Oh no!
it's one of those things that Square Enix also makes some weird choices sometimes. They are like, I don't know if it's because of some deal that they do with the different publishers, or like I don't know, with Sony or whoever, but sometimes they make some decisions and I'm like, you guys are fucking dumb. Like I don't know why, but it like pisses me off. It may just be that I'm just not content with Square Enix anymore, but I don't know.
I have a hot take right now.
What's up?
I have a hot take. I don't mind. I'd rather have Final Fantasy VII Remake on PC be on Epic Game. Said it.
It's probably gonna happen. You know, it is what it is. I don't really care.
It is
to be
happening.
honest.
What do you mean?
No, like it did release, right? No,
Yeah,
I mean like the
It's already released.
Is it already released?
It's
on Friday.
It's yeah.
Oh, okay. I must have missed that.
It's going there.
With a $70 price point.
Oh, that's
Price
what.
tag.
Oh, yeah. I remember now. Yeah.
It does include the Yuffie DLC, which doesn't justify it, but still, it is in there.
Did you see what Square Enix announced today about it? You know, originally they
what
put
happened?
Final Fantasy VII Remake on PlayStation Plus, like people could get that for free, but
Yeah,
you couldn't upgrade to integrate at all. Today they announced you can upgrade to integrate for free if you got the PlayStation Plus version, and you get like 30% off the Yuffie DLC.
Oh, I'm glad I got it. I guess
6 months later.
so
Yeah, for real.
weird.
Yeah. No, it's not weird at all. They already got their money. Now they want to get more. So they're like, look, you can buy it at a discount now.
I hate that I'm gonna do it. I'm probably gonna get it on PC though. Still.
Oh man.
I don't mind the Epic Game Store. A lot of people hate it, but I think it's
fine.
I just hate different game launchers.
yeah. I
Yeah.
can understand that.
For GTA 4 on Steam, I paid like $4 for it. Amazing deal. But I had to download the Rockstar game launcher to play, even though I bought it from Steam. That's the fucking stupidest thing, and I hope that doesn't mess up with the Steam Deck and everything.
Yeah, hopefully not. But I don't know. I feel like Steam over the years, it's not bad, and I recognize and understand it still, but it feels a little dated at times. And Epic Game gives you free games every. I think there's like a really good game that's free right now.
Yeah.
On there. I just like that, and I don't know. All the Kingdom Hearts games are on there too. And it's very easy to find all your games and everything. It just looks more modern to me. And I've played Steam games for 7-8 years. I've been playing on PC for a while. I don't know. Yeah, I do understand that going to different launchers all the time for your games does suck. It's nice to have them all in one place.
Well, the thing that gets me is that when you have to create accounts for the launchers too.
Yeah, that sucks too. Yeah.
And get those emails and get those notifications and all this,
then
all
get
the
hacked and your information stolen.
That did happen. That's right. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't really care about the Steam or the other launchers or whatever. I already have so much trash in my computer that I'm like, I guess I'll get more trash in my computer.
500 gigabytes if it's porn, right?
Porn games,
Get your own hard
yeah.
drive for that. You separate terabyte hard drive for that stuff.
Porn games, yeah, but not no porn, just games. Hey, at least I played them with my girlfriend. That's what makes me feel good about myself. I'm like, I don't just
I play
play them on
board
myself.
games with my girlfriend. That makes
You
me
could be
feel...
sitting alone doing it. I guess that seems
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I respect it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's okay. Anyway,
Is that every man's dream to play hentai games with their girlfriend?
it's like the awkward silence is just real here. Want to move on?
I was just feeling the dream. I'm like, oh my god, he's right. Dream. Oh. There is another game here at the end of March. The Binding
I
of
will
Isaac.
say
March.
I didn't play it. Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town. My girlfriend absolutely loved.
Is that
That
what is
I
that?
haven't played
What is Story of Seasons? What is that?
It's a farming game
Oh,
kind of thing. My
Oh.
girlfriend loved it. And it's one of her favorite games of the year, so I thought it was good to mention it at least.
You're muted, Kuro.
Muted.
at least I have you guys. You guys can tell me that I'm muted here. Oh yeah, Demicro has a $2 donation. Says, is Honeycup coming to Switch before Resident Evil 6?
No.
I hope so. Honeypop are such good games.
Do you think so?
If you're over 18, you should definitely play the Honeypop games.
I'm not
Are
into
games
those
like on
puzzle
Switch,
games.
though?
What's up?
I'm not into those puzzle games.
Oh, but it's puzzle. See what it is? It's puzzle.
Porn, yes.
No. Yeah, puzzle with porn. Yeah, but it's puzzle with dating sims. So like you go like and go on a date with them and have conversations with them and everything, and then like you can give them gifts and everything, just like in Persona. But then you go and have like the combat, which is like the puzzle thing, and then you go and have more story where you talk to them and hang out with them. And in the second game, you can actually have threesomes, but you have to like be able to like have like the two of them because they get really difficult. They're difficult games.
That sounds disgusting. Where's it at?
Hey, it's on Steam.
I would never, Kuro. Send me the
You
link.
had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
Yeah, so the second game is literally called, like the tagline is double date, and it's because you can have threesomes with like a lot of different characters.
Ew.
So it's
honestly,
like Persona, except you actually get the fuck. Okay.
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah, that's pretty much it. Like it's half dating sim, half puzzle. So instead of doing RPG shit, you're doing puzzle shit, and the other time you're doing dating sim shit.
That's kind of like Catherine in a way.
Yeah, kind of Catherine, exactly. Literally Catherine with porn. There you go. Like, what if you got to actually fuck them and see it?
Mr. YouTube's like, what the fuck's going on? In
Yeah,
here, bro?
YouTube's gonna ban my channel.
Demonetized right now.
Yeah, that demonetization is just gonna be off the wall here. Anyway, we're gonna move on from March to April.
Wait, Binding of Isaac Repentance. You guys play Binding of Isaac?
I did not.
Oh shit! Well, it came out on Switch recently too. It's a DLC for Binding of Isaac. The DLC is so big; it's like as big as the base game. It's technically like a second game put together. It's really fun. If you like roguelike games, that kind of pioneered, I think, most roguelikes. I think there's literally like a Twitch emote, like the little crying face or whatever that people use. That came from Binding of Isaac. It's like one of the first.
Oh, I see exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, that's cool.
Really fun, dude.
That's
really
awesome.
fun.
Let's not forget Balan Wonderland. Really.
Oh,
smart.
the true game of the year.
Oh yeah, that game. I forgot that game that came out this year. I thought it was last year.
I think we all like to forget.
Square
Never
Enix.
came out.
Square Enix had a lot of bangers that year.
Yeah. True.
Yeah,
It came out on the 26th of March.
Dude, Monster Hunter Rise came out that month too.
Monster Hunter Rise did?
Yeah,
Oh,
the Nintendo Switch Monster Hunter Rise, yeah.
damn. Yeah, it's a good game. I played the demo, but then, like, I'll be frank here. I don't really like the Switch too much. I've said it a bunch of times on my channel. I think it's fine, but I feel like it really, like, downgrades the experience of the games because of the
The
performance of the
Switch
game.
held back SMT5.
But
can
like,
see that,
I'm
yeah.
just waiting. I'm just waiting for the PC release next year for Monster Hunter.
I just don't like Joy-Cons. If I'm playing something with a Pro Controller, I'm typically fine.
The Joy-Cons fucking suck. They're terrible.
It's the analog, really, I should say.
You should get the Hori Split Pad Pro.
I'm not giving them more money.
Amazing. It's amazing.
I'm not giving anybody more money.
I like the Pro Controller. The Pro Controller is just...
It feels like a Pro Controller in handheld mode. Dude.
I have a $20 Switch controller.
That's nuts,
That's it.
dude. The Pro Controller might be one of my favorite controllers ever, but it was like $70. But dude, it's so nice.
Look into the Hori Split Pad Pro. It's like $30 on sale, especially like right now during the holiday season. And the only thing it doesn't have, you can't use it in docked mode. It's only for handheld, but it doesn't run on power, so there's no drift, and it doesn't drain the battery of your Switch.
Interesting.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really actually play any games in handheld mode. And I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna be for me then, because I only have one game on Switch that I want. Well, two games, and that's it. Bayonetta, obviously, if that comes out like in 6 years from now for like the Switch 3, and then the Legend of Zelda game, the Breath of the Wild 2 or whatever. That's literally the only two things that I'm looking forward to. I played 6. According to the Nintendo Switch thing, I played 6 games last year on Switch, or like this year on Switch. So like I'm definitely not like a Switch player. My number 2 game was the Yu-Gi-Oh game. So
nice.
I play a lot of Binding of Isaac on it, which is really fun because that game doesn't require a lot. It plays pretty smooth on there. I think I played that the most on there, and then like the new Pokemon game.
Oh yeah.
That looks sick. That kind of looks like a Steam Deck. What he's showing us with the analog, it kind of does. I'd play with that, dude.
That's cool.
I'm honestly 50-50. If I'm streaming it, I'll have it on like the monitor and whatnot. But a lot of times I'm just in my bed. That's the one thing. I mean, it's the Switch, right? It's supposed to, be a handheld and a console at the same time.
Yeah.
It also has a back button on it.
Ah,
cool.
Sick.
So going back to the actual games here, April, did you guys play Outriders?
No, that's another Square Enix game.
I did. Yeah, that's why I said Square Enix had so many bangers this year. Also another shit game. I'm sorry, it was fine, but it wasn't that good. I was actually looking forward to it because I wanted another space odyssey type of game. Where you're in like in a different kind of world, and it's kind of shooter, but kind of hack and slashy with like different superpowers and shit like that. It was alright, but I don't think it was that good. Like, I know it died in popularity within like weeks of launch, so it definitely didn't do good.
That's how much I don't know
you didn't know?
I hear that name sounds familiar, but I can't put to my head what that looks like.
Yeah, it was extremely forgettable.
Near Replicant though.
That is.
Oh yeah. That is on my top games of this year. So probably.
I almost bought Nier Automata, but like I was like, Replicant's like a month or two away. I was like, maybe I should
play them first. Play Nier first, and then Nier Automata, because Nier Automata is gonna spoil you. Nier, right, Devil?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you haven't played either, definitely play Replicant first, because like. When you get to the end of Automata, that tells you what happened at the end of Replicant a little bit. But both are kind of standalone. But and also because the combat in Automata it's more smooth because it's made by Platinum. This one is still really good compared to the original.
Yeah.
But it's not even close how better the combat is in Automata. So because if you play that first, you might be spoiled. So definitely play this one first. I already talked to death about this game. I don't want to go all day about it. It's disqualified for me from my game of the year just because I played the original before, and it's for the most part similar. There's like a new ending and everything, new voice acting and music is redone. But because I already played it, I already love it. So because if I were to include it, it'll just win game of the year every year for me. So for that, it's disqualified.
Yeah, but I do want to say though, this may be the best remaster I ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, it just looks gorgeous. I don't know what exactly they did, but if you see the PlayStation 3 game and this game, they look ugly. Like it's so different. Like, did they made their entire like the characters and everything? Like, I don't know. I know they did something to the game, but it just looks so different. Like they did such a big improvement on the game. Like, Atlas, take note. This is how you make a remaster. Like this is almost half a remake. I think.
Sure, that's too much effort.
Yeah, I'm
Too much
aware.
effort
Yeah,
for them to make a third-party company do.
yeah.
A third-party company will know to do it. That's what they need to do.
Definitely.
Definitely great remaster.
So, Genshin Impact came out this year on PlayStation 5. Did you guys play that game?
I played on PS4 for a while, but it just, I don't know, it got boring after a while.
It got boring after 5 hours. That's literally all I played. Like, after 5, I'm like, I think the gameplay is just so repetitive. And this is because they only have 3
the story's
buttons.
so generic. The story's very generic. I hate to say it, but it's just totally like typical anime. Like, here's the cool guy. Here's the dark dude. Here's the chick with a loud voice. So I just felt really typical anime to me. I couldn't get into the story. World's fun and everything, but like after you do that, after you do a couple dungeons, it's just sort of it got boring pretty quick. But the game has a lot of updates from what I hear that make it better. But it fell off for me.
Understandable. Returnal. I played it. Did you play it, Devil?
Yeah, I definitely played it. It is one of my Game of the Year contenders.
I don't
know about top 5, but it's one of the 10. Yeah, I really love that game. It surprised me because I didn't go in expecting much. I was actually avoiding it because it's technically a roguelike. But yeah, I had a blast with it. On like a gameplay perspective, it's probably like one of the most like thrilling and like exhilarating games I played all year. Just because like because so much is on the line. Of course, you lose a lot of progress. The game is pretty unforgiving, but like the feeling is it's almost like a Dark Souls feeling when you beat a boss.
Yeah.
And on the PS5, the controller just feels great. You feel like rain and the environments on the controller. That was really cool. And yeah, like my comparison would be like if you're to go to an amusement park, right? And that amusement park was full of like a bunch of awesome rides and roller coasters, and you just like keep getting back on. But then sometimes you have to wait in line, and that kind of sucks when you have to die and grind back up. But still, if you have a PS5, like definitely check it out on sale. It's a really cool game.
Yeah, I just started playing it. I think I only played about 5 hours of it, so I'm not like far or anything like that. I will say that the game is cool because it reminds me of games like Dark Souls, but at the same time it has its own like its flavor. It's like its own kind of game, and the gameplay is definitely unique to its own game. I'm just not good at shooters. Like anything shooting related, I am terrible. I don't have good aim. I don't play any shooters for that same reason. And this game requires you to be at least semi-decent at the shooting.
Yeah.
It's not the whole gameplay. Of course, there is some other things that you do, like a lot of dodging and a lot of moving. But shooting is involved in the process of the entire game. So at least from like what I played, I'm not really good at it. And I don't think I'm going to be able to finish the game.
It's also it's a gacha game in disguise where you don't spend money, but like you open up chests and you get upgrades, but then it can fuck you over. It's like, hey, pick this up. It can give you like twice the damage, but also you're like, you'll lose half your health, like stuff like that. So it's like you have to decide like, do I really need this gun or do I really need this upgrade? Stuff like that makes it fun. Always interesting.
Yeah. It's definitely one game that will have like some reward and consequence kind of thing. Like it can be rewarding or it can fuck you over if you're not done. Like it's just one of those things. Like you can make the risk if you want, but it may not be worth it at the end. So cool game. I didn't see it nominated for many categories at the Game Awards.
That was the biggest snub. It didn't get Game of the Year. It got like almost every category, but didn't get Game of the Year for the Game Awards.
So I was kind of like curious about it. I was like, it didn't even get a nomination for Game of the Year, right?
It didn't get Game of the Year. It got like best action, it actually won like best action game or something, and best direction.
No, best action was the what one game?
Maybe it got best shooter. It got like one of the categories.
I don't think it was best action because I know another game won it.
I think Metroid got that one.
Metroid got that one. Yeah, that's right. I think
got best shooter. Maybe what it was.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know. What about you guys? Any other games in April that you're Terminator Resistance?
There's nothing else in there.
Pokemon Snap? Anyone
Pokemon Snap. I didn't play Pokemon Snap. Oddworld? No. No Oddworld fans?
Judgment! Next gen versions of Judgment.
Oh, Judgment, yeah.
And Stadia! and the Stadia release.
I haven't played Judgment yet. Like, I don't know. The story doesn't call me. Like, I don't want to play as a cop. And like, I don't know. I guess he's not really a cop, more like an investigator, right?
He's not a cop at all.
Private detective.
Private detective, yeah. I don't know. The what I've seen of it doesn't really call me. I like the Yakuza games more, like what their premise is. But I heard a lot of good things about it from King particularly, and David. Shout out to their Kamurocho Bros channel. Bros. If you guys want to subscribe to that, definitely check it out for content of the swords. It's definitely a good time over there.
I've been curious about getting that Judgment game. I might have to.
It's really good.
Chat with you about it later.
So I guess we're gonna move into May, which we're doing great so far. So I guess the only one that I played was Resident Evil Village on May.
You did play another game in May.
Did I?
Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne.
Oh yeah, that's right, yeah. I did play 2 games, I guess, on that
Can
one.
that count as my game of the year? Does that count? It would be for counting it.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Why not?
That's Daisy Remastered is my favorite game.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I personally have a lot of issues with the remaster itself, but underneath the problems, the technical issues, it's still a fucking amazing game.
I never played the original, so I guess those issues are just I don't know what they are.
And you played it on PS4, didn't you?
I played it on PS4. Yeah,
yeah, he got the best experience possible.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
yeah.
I played it on Switch.
Yeah, you played on Switch, and especially when you fight Matador, for example, it's like the funniest thing. The frames just drop for absolutely no reason.
Single digits, more than likely.
What the fuck? See, I didn't have anything like that with that game. That game ran smooth for me. It ran fine. I also have a Pro, so I don't know if that means anything. I don't know if people had struggles with the PS4 version or not. I don't know.
I played on
PS5.
PS5.
It has some issues, but it's not as glaring.
It's not super bad. It's definitely better. The Switch definitely struggled there.
But there's no reason for the Switch to struggle because it could run those games just fine. That game just fine.
Yeah, the only thing is they never made it 60 frames for PS4, PS5, or PC.
There's a reason for that. There's a reason.
Yeah.
The game is made for 30 FPS. They would have to completely remake the game.
It looks fine at 30 though, I think.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's alright.
I get that because if you get it, you could put it at 60 frames per second, but everything would be like double speed.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think what a lot of people don't realize is if a game doesn't have the additional frames, 60 FPS basically all it does, the AI, it replicates the one extra frame because it has to make it up from somewhere. So if it doesn't have uncapped FPS, when it's like a emulated 60 FPS, it's not real. Like you're still playing 30 FPS basically. It's just a little bit more smoother.
Well, it's also like turn-based games. You know? Yeah. I don't know if 60 is needed, but like Strikers, when that came out and it was playing on Switch, like it was so noticeable. You know, if it's stuck at 30.
I will say there's no reason that Persona 5 Royal should be 30 frames per second on PS5.
Yeah, it's just I'm saying like in that way, but like I'm saying like moving down to like Switch, it's like I guess that makes sense though. I don't know if the Switch can handle it or what, but I don't know. A turn-based game, I think it doesn't matter as much frame-wise as like a hack and slash. Because hack and slash, you notice it a little more probably than you would like a turn-based game.
Yeah, 100%. I think I think they could do better, of course, and I'm sure in time they will. Nocturne for me was just a game that I enjoyed, that I've already played before, and I'm kind of like, just coming back to it. It's my favorite Something game, so I'm like going back to it. I'm like, yeah, it's still as good as I remember it. So that's kind of my going with that one. It's just a game that I already enjoyed a lot, so playing it again was like, what ending should I do this time? I literally just went for the neutral ending because I was lazy. I was like, do I really want to go through like 20 more hours of dungeon crawling? The Kalpas and all that stuff.
Dude,
I'm like, I'm okay. Just
first time I ever played the game, I got the True Demon ending. So like I did everything first run through. I gotta say I loved it. The Calpas, even though it was my first time, even I was like, "Fuck, this is a little boring at times."
But when you get Rido, man, when you get Rido,
oh, dude, when he's chasing you down the hallway, shooting at you, I was fucking screaming. I was like, "Fuck, dude!" I'm just running. I'm like, "This is fucking scary." I don't know how they made this to a horror game all of a sudden, but
Love
like.
it.
See, it's different when it's Dante. It's more funny when it's Dante because it's like so memed. Like when he chases you, you're just kind of laughing.
Yeah,
so it's like a different effect.
yeah. It's just the way that Dante acts too. Like is the way he carries himself is like way different from Rido, because Rido is like very much a silent type character, but Dante is like just like he's funny. So like the way that he acts is like different and everything.
Rido's so menacing behind you too when he's running. He just with the gun. It's like, ooh, I'm running.
Yeah, it's like I gotta run. Yeah,
that can scare you, man. When he comes out of nowhere, when you hear that music,
I'm
like, okay,
scary.
go the other way.
And they make you do puzzles too, so you get like trapped behind the door.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Like,
And he's just staring at you, waiting for you to exit the door.
Yeah, still fun though. I love that game. I want to play it again soon. Already.
Sure, there was another game in May that you did play. I know that you did. It was Biomutant.
Biomutant. Oh, dude, I literally have the.
He knows more what you played than himself.
Yeah, he has like a $300 special edition.
I have the collector's edition of the game.
No!
Wasn't that on sale like 2 weeks later?
No. Let me tell you what happened. So I pre-ordered this game 6 years ago. When it was originally announced. Yeah, when it was originally announced. And it was delayed. And I forgot that I pre-ordered this game. So it arrived at my house. And I was like, what is this? What game is coming out? And it is Biomutant. So yeah, I actually got this for $60. Because the collector's edition was $60. And the original price of the game was $40. Because it's an indie game. Nice. But because it got picked up by THQ Nordic, it went up on price because of like, hey, we're a big developer, we're not an indie developer. So that's like the background story between that. But no, this is an indie game that it got picked up by a big developer. So it got fucked in the ass basically, because a lot of people were waiting for a $60 experience game, but it's just an indie game. Really, just that's what it is. I felt bad for it. It was okay. I put like 25 hours into it. So it was good.
I feel like the hype of that died down quick. I remember when that came out, and like a week or two straight, it seemed like everybody was loving it. And I just now completely forgot about it, so you just brought it up. Yeah,
I forgot about it too. I completely forgot about it. I don't think it's a good game. I think it's an okay game. Another one of those 6 out of 10 games, you know. Very much like the Medium. But again, it is a indie game. So I'm not like super harsh about it either, because I knew going into it, this is an indie game. And you could see the writing on the wall when in all the interviews they kept saying, remember that this is a small studio. Like they kept saying that because like,
this won't be good, I promise.
What the fuck are you doing spending $60 on this game? Basically what they're saying.
Yeah, that's basically what they're saying, yeah. I want to go back to Resident Evil Village just to say that I really love the game. I know it was a polarizing game, but I really...
What was it? Was it polarizing?
It was polarizing. Yeah, a lot of people didn't like it.
Only the Dami Mami is only polarizing.
Yeah, the RE community was split on that game. I am in that community, so like I see as many posts about Persona as I see about Resident Evil, and I know a lot of them. It was a big split on games, but it was the same thing for 7 too. Like a lot of the traditional fans were like, "Oh, we're going back into." I'm not saying that it was a bad game. I'm saying that it was polarizing for like the community, because if you read the comments on like some of the videos, you see like some of them were like dissatisfied with it. Some of them weren't dissatisfied with it. I think it was a great game. It was definitely.
I thought it's like 7, but better. I mean, it just did whatever 7 did, but just added more stuff.
Yeah.
I really loved it.
It was basically 7, but in the Resident Evil 4 skin, if you will. Does that make sense to you? Like, basically, it did exactly what 7 did, but with Resident Evil 4 into it.
which made it better.
I need to play 7 still. That's why I didn't jump to 8. I still plan on playing 7 beforehand, which I really
play
wanted
7
this game.
first.
It looked because I already like witches and shit like that. I thought that was like that's already just something like just a mythology that I'm interested in. So I was like, this game is probably going to be like right up my alley, right? It's a big creepy mansion. I love old creepy like houses. I don't know why. I just love that. So I was like, this game is right up my alley. But I was like, I need to play 7 beforehand. Then I made a video about this game. I haven't played it yet. I made a video about it. It's like my 4th biggest video, like 27,000 views. And it's like, I haven't played it still. It's like it's so ironic.
That's crazy, but also pretty cool. I think that you need more of the castle. It's only the introduction of the game where you get the castle, but it's interesting. It's a very typical Resident Evil where it kind of like it breaks down into different sections. But the way that they do it is pretty cool because it feels so open. It almost feels like an open world Resident Evil game, but it's definitely just like small, like contained areas connected together. So it gives you that illusion of like a big city or like a big village. Hence the Resident Evil Village name in it. Yeah, so I mean, I thought it was pretty good, but I definitely seen the community. A lot of the comments, I'm like, man, like some of these people are mad. I'm like, I don't know why.
Can't be satisfied. What I liked about Village was it was like a celebration of the series where like 7 was like, oh, it's new. Is this still Resident Evil? I don't know these characters. And then Chris Redfield looked all weird. Then this one Chris looked normal again.
Yeah.
And then they tied it to the very beginning. No spoilers, but they like expand on the whole lore and it connects the dots to like to the very first game. And just cool stuff like that. If you've been keeping up with the series and just the olds, like the Resident Evil 4 inspiration. We got the pursuer type, like we had like Nemesis and Mr. X. Now we have the Lady D, the sensation of the year.
Isn't like Resident Evil 4 what everybody's thinking they're gonna remaster next, right? Because they did 2 and 3, isn't 4?
It's not confirmed by them, but it's basically happened. It's happening.
Yeah. There's been so many leaks. There's even pictures of it too. So
I'm interested in that. I've watched a lot of playthroughs of the old games. I just didn't feel like playing them or buying whatever I need to.
Capcom's definitely in the remaster and remaking business for sure.
Yeah, but
to be fair, they've done
a great job.
I can tell. Yeah, they've done a good job. So another thing, Mass Effect Legendary Collection that came out the month we're talking about now.
Oh yeah,
I thought about picking that up. I never got to it yet because I heard those games are great and I love space and shit like that. So I was like, I should.
Some of the best games you're gonna ever play.
You need time for those too because it's really demanding on time too. It's like one of those series that you're gonna dump easily like 30 hours each. So
that's content, right? I mean that's a good thing.
Yeah, but I was gonna say these games are extremely streamable because of the way that the gameplay is and everything. There's so much dating involved in it, and like this is almost like I would say this is like the Western version of like a Persona type of game.
It's Persona 4 in space.
It's like you're going around space. You date alien chicks. You literally like have really cool combat. You have like Esper abilities and like your gun or whatever. It's so customizable when it comes to like the combat too. Like if you're gonna focus more on your abilities, you can. If you wanna focus more on your guns, you can. So even if you're not good at guns like me, you can focus more on your abilities and that kind of stuff. So it's a very good game. I really encourage you to play those if you are interested in them.
I have to. I think they're on sale right now too. So
I bought it for $60 when it released and haven't played it.
Oh no.
That's what King does. King likes to buy games. He doesn't play them, he just buys them.
They look good on the shelf, Sometimes you just gotta,
It still looks great when it's unwrapped.
Sometimes you just want them to be there when someone comes over like, hey, look at this guy. Class, alright.
See this motherfucker right here? Pristine.
Fox says RE4 VR is a thing now. That is true.
Yeah, it is, yeah. That's right.
Y'all forgetting the real game of the year, Metopia, released in May.
Metopia? What is that?
I don't fucking know.
Is that a Switch game? Like a Mii? Like the Mii game?
It is.
Oh, yoinks.
Metopia. That sounds dumb. Was that also in May?
Yes, it
Yeah.
was.
Okay.
I don't really see much else here. I mean, there's like other
Power Wash
stuff, but-
Simulator, Game of the Year, right there.
There's a simulator for everything nowadays.
Oh, the worst Akiba Strip game. Akiba Strip Hellbound Debriefed. I think he got like a Metacritic score of like a 4 or a 5.
If I had a Game of the Year that I didn't play but I really want to play, it's the Famicom Detective Club games that released.
I want to play those
got that
games.
too.
Yeah, I want to play
As
those
soon as
games.
those were available for pre-order on Switch, I like favorited them to save them for later. That would be fun to stream too. I feel like a lot of times I look at that kind of stuff and I'm about to buy a game.
You need Stream Danganronpa Rising.
I need to get that. I need to get the bundle for it or whatever. I can't find the Decadence thing on Switch for digital.
It's sold out right now.
Can I
Interesting.
not find it digitally though? The Decadence thing? I can't
Oh,
find
Decadence.
that.
The regular edition?
I think you have to buy them separately digitally.
Yeah, why?
If I'm not mistaken.
That sucks. I can't buy
I'll have
them
to look it up.
all together. It's
I have to look
weird.
it up.
Yeah, I totally bought a collection, but I didn't want to buy them all separately on Switch. Because like on Switch, you can't find the bundle. It's weird. I don't know why.
I forgot
I
what
do
games
know
we're
why. They
talking
want you to
about.
pay for all of them.
What games are you talking about?
Danganronpa. There's a bundle that
checked
has all of them together.
I heard Danganronpa and I checked out.
Danganronpa.
Yeah, basically. Honestly, I only played the first one. But I played the first one on the PSP after playing Persona 4. So I played Persona 3 Portable. And I was like, man, I'm itching for another JRPG type of game or like JRPG looking game. And I saw it and I'm like, that looks cool. But I didn't know what kind of game it was or anything like that. And I played it and I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. Like the kind of game that it is, like the gameplay, I guess, if you will, because it's more of a visual novel type of game. And the characters just didn't, like, I like the art. The art looks really cool. But nothing about it grabbed me other than character design. I thought the character design was super cool.
I bought the collector's
yeah.
edition. Still haven't opened it.
Oh. But you already played the games though, right?
Yeah. I bought a second copy, just a standard copy. So I might just keep my collector's edition because it's out of print now. It's out of stock too. They're never going to reprint it, so it's going to be worth something. So if I need to pay like moving fees or something, I'll sell it.
Interesting.
I'm here. Just saying. I'm just saying.
So what else is next? June, I guess.
Yeah.
June. What happened in June? I'm like looking at the list and I'm like, I don't see anything. I think I checked out this month too.
No more heroes on.
No more
Windows?
heroes. Yeah, no more
Integrate.
heroes.
Integrate came out. I haven't
Integrate?
played it.
Oh,
so I-
Integrate. Yeah.
One of my favorite games of the year because that's both my first Final Fantasy game and my first experience of Final Fantasy VII.
So good. Just
Okay,
Final
so-
Fantasy 7 in general.
so I have a question
that was
for you
my,
guys.
That was my number one thing last year, I think.
Yeah, I'll have a question for you guys. So, do you guys think it's fair that they nominated this game? Like, if they for like something on the Game Awards, did they nominate it?
What game?
I
This
think
game.
it's fair.
This game.
I think. Well, if it's Intergrade versus versus the original Final Fantasy VII remake, I don't think it's fair. Now, I think you can include in like best DLC.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
I don't know how long the integrate part is. If I knew, then
It's
I'd
not
have a better.
long.
It's not long. It's like an hour or two.
Five.
Okay.
No, it's like 4 or 5 hours. I guess I did a lot of those. I played that.
You
Integrate-
did? Yeah, I literally just played the story and it was like 2 hours. So
Yeah.
It almost is a remake of a remake, though. That's why it's on PS5. So in a way, I don't know. Did it get nominated for anything?
I don't know. I was just asking. It was just a question. I don't know if they did or not. Probably did, but I don't know.
I would nominate it.
You
I don't
will?
think it- I don't-
You
No, I
wouldn't?
wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
think it makes sense. No.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though it has new stuff, but it wasn't like whatever that other game we were talking about. I can't remember.
I don't know now. But I do
We're
want to
talking
give a
about one
shout
that
out
should be on
to one game and one developer that I actually was surprised. So Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, EA did the upgrade for PS5 for free.
Yeah,
I was shocked.
amazing.
Yeah, it's a
Great
great game. It's a great game, but I was shocked that they did the upgrade for free because it's fucking EA. You know these greedy
Right.
motherfuckers are not gonna pass on selling you the game again.
Right.
You know, so the fact that they actually did it, I was really shocked. So I'll give it a shout out to the game.
It's funny though. It's a single player game. I think they were the same people who said like it's all about multiplayer games now. Single player games are dead, and they're like, we'll let Respawn have one go at this and see what happens. And it's like the best Star Wars game EA's been a part of now.
It's the best Star Wars thing that we've gotten since the prequels.
Yeah,
single player games are not dead, man.
And what's really funny is that Respawn has never made a single player game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And we got a series going because they're making a sequel.
So
right now.
Respawn did Apex Legends, Titanfall, Titanfall 2, Medal of Honor. Like all of these games are multiplayer games. So it actually really shocking that the first single player game that they do, and it's this good. I was just really shocked. Really good game. But I don't want to dwell too much on it. Any of you played Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart?
I played it. I really liked it. It was really solid. I mean, it's
PS5 only.
It was cool.
For now, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was definitely Game of the Year material or anything like that. That one was nominated.
Ratchet and Clank. It's always good. It's not like it's not gonna be better than what it usually is, but it's still really good. It's like really solid.
Yeah, like it was solid. It was a solid game. It was another Ratchet and Clank game, but I don't think it was like this. Like, oh, let's just nominate it for Game of the Year or anything like that. Mm-hmm. I don't think it deserved the nomination. So, okay, but I don't think it deserved it, to be honest.
Caligula 2.
Oh, that game. Okay, that game's awesome. Okay, I'll say I didn't like the first one. I actually dropped it after 10 hours. But they improved so much on the game that I actually love the characters. The new characters were really fun. The graphics are like way better. And not just like the way that the graphics look, but actually the character design, the colors, the animations and everything like that. They did such a good job with like the gameplay is the same. It's very much similar to the first one, but everything else was like such a big improvement that I recommend the game. And thank you for Nis Media gave me a review copy for that game, so I actually did enjoy it. So check it out. Any of you guys play that game?
Mm-mm.
No, I'm only just talking myself over here. I'm like, check it out. No, it's a great game.
I'd like to play it, but no.
Yeah.
Now, a game that is not in contention for Game of the Year released in June and Scarlet Nexus.
Come on, that was a good game.
It's a good game. It's a good 7 out of 10.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's not the story is kind of a mess by the end, but I think the characters were pretty cute and the combat was pretty fun.
The waifus were really good.
Yeah, of course.
No, to be frank, I thought this was an anime that was made into a game.
Really?
That's what
I thought. It wasn't the other way around.
Yeah, it was released in conjunction to the anime, but you can tell that the story is based off an anime. Like it feels like so anime. I don't know if you felt the same way, but I thought the
too anime.
Yeah, it felt like too anime, right? Like it had so many anime tropes on it. The characters felt like literally the whole romantic subplot is like the main protagonist female likes the main protagonist, but then the male protagonist is likes like the little sister. No, likes the big sister, but the little sister likes the main protagonist. It's just like this like weird shit, like anime triangle, and then the best friend likes the female protagonist. But like it's one of those weird anime romantic plots, which I was confused about it. I was like, man, do not put this in. It's confusing me. But yeah, the waifus were good.
If you have a Xbox, it's on Game Pass, so it's worth a check out on there at least.
Yeah, typical anime soap opera, basically.
At the end of this month, there's nothing else really in this month, but there's Doki Doki Literature Club.
Yes, yes.
Wait.
Yes.
You're skipping the best game, Mario Golf.
Oh shit! Mario Golf, bro.
No, I'm just fucking with you. I don't know anything about Mario Golf. I just saw it there. I was like, we have to talk about it.
I almost got Literature Club Plus, but I realized I went to my Steam and I was like, I have the base game on Steam. I never knew it for like ever. Mm-hmm. And I played that game for the first time. It's pretty good, man. I like that game.
Right on.
The first part scarred me, man.
Were you spoiled
Dude.
by the ending?
I wasn't. No, I never was spoiled. Somehow
really?
I went through all these years. I've had it
Same.
since like it came out on Steam. And I just never played it. I never got spoiled, and I played it. Dude, great game.
Nice.
Good story.
Great.
Yeah, dude.
Not what I expected. Fantastic.
Same, dude. I was like, what the fuck? No wonder this game was so good then.
I had no idea how I avoided spoilers all these years. You know,
I'm
first
like,
time.
oh, it has cute anime girls. It's a visual novel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what the hype is about. Oh, God!
Same thing with me. I was like, oh. The way the game fucks with you, too. Like, it's your, like, data files, and I'm like, what is all this shit? Like, no game's ever done this to me before.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I played it while I was on a trip to Colorado. And I gotta say, it went by so fast because of it. It was so good. Loved it, loved it, loved it.
Multiple
awesome.
endings, I think, too, right? So, like, you could play it multiple times. And the Literature Club Plus adds extra endings, I think, too. So,
A little extra content
Yeah.
to it. Mhm.
yeah.
Right on. Well, I'll definitely check that out. But already being spoiled, so I have no
man.
incentives to really.
Still
Like,
worth playing. It's still
yeah,
worth
I'm like, I just don't
There's a
have
lot
the
of
big
endings, though.
incentives. But
Unless you've been spoiled in every ending.
yeah, I've been spoiled big time, man.
I think there's still the mechanics part of that where you like have to figure out like all right, what's this game trying to do to me here? I think that part it's hard to spoil because you still have to like mess around with it yourself. So I think
Yeah.
it's still worth checking out.
Yeah, I'll definitely try it out. It's definitely one of those games that I'm like, I'm curious about it enough that I want to check it out at some point.
And it's short. You'll be done like 5-6 hours.
Right on. I'll probably stream it, and I'll just do like a. I'm planning on doing like one of those long streams or something like that. So maybe I just play that game. If I can, that'll be pretty cool.
Not a dialogue you have to read, though, unfortunately. But yeah. You
Yeah,
do stream.
yeah.
I read all dialogue out loud, and it took a minute, but not bad. I'm kind of happy to think for that month. Are we moving to July?
Is that what's going on? What else do we got going on for June? Probably nothing, right?
Any fighting game
Samurai
fans?
Warriors.
Guilty Gear.
Guilty Gear. Oh yeah, Stride, right?
Yeah, I don't play Guilty Gear. Maybe
No?
you guys do.
Oh, okay. I skipped it. I am a fan of their work, but I can't justify paying full price for fighting games. I know. Somebody's gonna kill me about this, but I do not like paying full price for fighting games. I wait until like they don't sell or like because what happens is these type of games get a lot of updates over time with new characters and everything, and then later on they sell a bigger version with all the other characters they added in the game later on. Which, by the way, they already added some new characters into it. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait until they release that Ultimate Collector's Edition with all the DLC characters. that's just what I do. So I'm gonna play it eventually.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat does that a lot.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat right now, I think, is done adding DLC to it, but yeah, I never buy them straight out either. I don't think.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. But yeah, I don't buy them straight up. I don't think they're worth the thing because of like I mentioned before, with the with all the additions that they do later on. Destroy All Humans. Do you guys play that game?
I did on the PS2 as a kid.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, they did the remaster.
The first one.
Or the
Yeah, I didn't play the remaster.
I don't know if it's a remaster or a remake. I don't actually
It's
know.
a full-on remake, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool. All right, so I guess we're gonna move into July now. Right off the bat, I want to say I haven't played Monster Hunter Stories 2 or
Me neither.
Trials of Mana, which I wanted to check it out, but I haven't yet. What else is going on over here? Or the Skyward Sword HD. I didn't play that one either.
Pokemon Unite came out that month.
Oh, I did play some hours into that game. It was fun while it lasted.
You told me to play it one time, and I
Okay,
was like,
let me
yeah,
ex-
sure,
let me-
and then it died.
Yeah, no. It's not that it died. It's that the League community just went and started playing it. So it sucked the fun out of it, you know. So you're
Always
playing
the
with
League players, bro.
you're playing against other kids, other children. So you're kicking the shit out of these kids. But then the League players come in and they're like beating the shit out of you now. So you're like, all right, well, it sucked the fun out of the game. So it was fun while it lasted. So yeah, I was like, it was a cool game, but it's obviously a game that is made to make money. You know, they want to sell you those additional Pokemon. But it basically half gacha, but instead of gacha, it's just like you having to buy the characters outright. What is that called? I guess I don't know what to call it.
The genre of that game?
It's not gacha. They just make you buy the additional Pokemons.
I don't know, just microtransactions.
Free to play?
Yeah, it's like free to play. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So basically, you start with so many Pokemon, and you can unlock additional Pokemons while playing the game. But there are some that are so expensive that you have to basically pay money. So to like actually enjoy the characters or something. So
that's how League kind of is too. Like there's a free way to do everything, but if you just pay a little bit, you can get a lot faster.
Yeah.
Or whatever. It's sort of the same thing.
Oh, Chris Tales. Did you guys play the game? No.
No.
Oh, okay. It's a cool game. It's an RPG, turn-based RPG, with a really stylistic, cool visuals and everything. Basically, it's a triangle, and in one side you see the past, in the middle you see the present, and in the last side you see the future. And the main protagonist is able to switch between past, present, and future, and it's a mechanic in the game. For example, if they say there's a character, it's a boss, for example, that has a really heavy shield, and you can't get past the shield. So in the past, you throw water, and then you fast forward to the future, and the shield is rusty. So you can actually break that shield, and then actually fight the boss battle that way. So the future aspect, there's like this whole mechanic and everything like that, and it's also part of the story and everything, so it's pretty cool. It's actually very interesting. I encourage you guys to check it out. It's a indie game, so.
Hey Kiro,
Yeah.
I'm about to have to get out. I'm gonna have to get ready for bed.
Dude, go ahead, man. Thanks for coming.
Boys got work tomorrow.
Putting them to sleep, guys. Putting them to sleep.
and I got to get my booster shot early tomorrow morning. So
See you, dude.
I'm going to be sick. Yay!
Good luck. Good luck.
Happy holidays, guys. Merry Christmas to you all. Shin Megami Tensei 5 Game of the Year.
There you go.
Right on.
See
All
ya.
right. See you, dude.
Later, man.
See you, buddy.
That's gonna mess up everything. Yeah, I did. I do it. As soon as he said that, I was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna have to move this shit again."
All right, cool. While you fix that, let me see if I can find another game. We're in July, right? Actually, I don't think I haven't played many games in July.
Neo, The World Ends With You.
Oh yeah,
I don't play that, but I knew you did, Kiro, or whatever.
Yeah, I did. I played it. It's on
my big pile of shame. That's like my like if there was one game this year I wish I didn't miss, it was this one. So
I didn't get it. I had a demo on Switch. I couldn't get the gameplay. Just wasn't for me. I don't know.
Honestly, the gameplay isn't for a lot of people, but I will say that the second game fixed the gameplay, because the first game, the gameplay, particularly if you play it on the Switch, is really bad, the first game. But the second game is better. It's like way better. And the whole thing is very interesting. Like, it's actually, like, the story and everything, the elements that they added are pretty cool. The new characters are pretty cool too. Overall, I think it's a great game. I just think that they played it too safe story-wise. You know, like, because I know they didn't want to disappoint the fans of the first game or anything like that. So, right. Like, it's very much connected to the first game too, to the point that it's almost like it's 100% a sequel. It's not like Persona or these other games where they're like, oh, you don't have to play the first one. No, you have to play the first one for this one, because it is like story parts and everything like that. You're gonna miss out on a lot. So, if you wanna play it, play the first one first, because a lot of characters on the first game show up in here.
There's also the Ace Attorney Chronicles. I thought about getting that. Oh
yeah, that one. Yeah.
I heard a lot of people hyped about that.
I haven't. I'm not into those games, but I heard good things about them too. So I'll say that much.
Black Friday.
Sure.
Black Friday. I don't know if I'm into them. I need to try them. I don't know.
I've seen a lot of it from like streamings and stuff, because I'll visit people's streamings and look at them and everything. I don't know how they work or anything like that. I'll have to like play it myself to actually
That's
understand.
what I'm thinking.
Yeah. But yeah, what else do we got here in July? Yeah, we're looking at July, right?
Yeah. I think we covered most of them. You said Zelda. July is pretty slow. One of the slower.
Yeah,
ones.
it was actually, yeah. It was probably a great month to release Neo The World Ends With You then. Although
Stay for next month, I'm looking at it.
August is crazy with games, right? Oh, let's talk about the big floppy one, Godfall. Did you guys play that one?
Isn't that free on PlayStation right now?
Wait,
no.
I thought it was last year.
It's
this game last year?
No, that's the thing is, it didn't sell well on PS5, so they did a rollback, and they're selling it for PS4.
It's like a backwards. It was supposed to be an exclusive.
Yeah,
right. We actually had a PS4 version.
Yeah, so like you're telling me that the entire time you had a PS4 version, and you just didn't release it for some reason, and now that the game didn't sell well.
I think it's a PlayStation Plus game, right?
No. It isn't. It's a lie. They're trying to make you buy the actual game. So what
it's
it
like
is?
like a trial, or it's not a full game, right?
No. It's the post game.
What the
so
fuck?
weird. I still don't get the whole thing.
So basically, what they're doing?
Topic's so bad. They're like, look at this game, please. Look at it. Look at it.
Yeah. They're basically trying to make you play it, so that you're engaged into it, and now you have to go and play the actual game. It's just like the post game of it, so it's not like the actual.
Why would they give you the post game first? Makes no sense.
Because they want you to go back and play the game. You know, like they want to get you addicted once you have all the loot and everything. Because this is a looter shooter, but like a hack and slash. So I don't know. It was terrible. It was really badly planned. Obviously, they thought it was gonna do good. Like, because it's a Gearbox game, so I'm sure they thought it was gonna do good, but yeah, it flopped massively.
Yeah.
So what else do we have in August here that you guys played? Paw Patrol, the movie,
No.
of course, yeah.
Madden NFL 20.
Oh yeah. Ghost of Tsushima, the director's cut. Oh man, that game was so good. Did you guys play that?
I still need to play
played it last year. It was one of my top contenders last year.
I remember you didn't touch this because you were afraid of the additional.
Yeah, the problem is I'm like the opposite. Well, most people want to get platinums. I'm trying to avoid them because I'm retired from trophy hunting, and if I sync the saves, I'll get the platinum. I don't want that.
Yeah.
But I do want to check out the DLC though. I still want to check out.
The DLC is so good. The new island is great. Actually, it's totally worth the price. I know a lot of people were arguing about that. It's definitely worth the price. The island isn't super big, but it's big enough to give you like 8 to 10 hours of gameplay. Not to mention story and like the new characters that you meet.
Didn't it add multiplayer to it or something like
Oh
that?
no, that's another thing that they added to it.
Oh,
That's like completely separate to it.
That was actually
that
free.
was free.
Mhm,
Did
that
you
was
get
free,
for
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
I still need to play it. Sucker Punch Productions, the people who make that, are one of my favorite developers ever. They made the Infamous games.
Oh
like
man,
Cooper game.
I'm waiting for another Infamous game.
Phenomenal.
I need it. I need another
They probably
Infamous
won't.
game.
They do threes. You notice that? They're like
I think
Valve.
Sony is gonna be like make another Ghost of Tsushima for sure. I think that's.
I
What
think they're gonna remaster the Sly Cooper game. I don't know. Maybe that's just my dream. They made 3 Sly Cooper games, 3 Infamous games. I don't know, man. Sucker Punch is weird.
Ghost of Tsushima 2
Great
is gonna
developer,
come
though.
out though. Ghost of Tsushima 2 is gonna come out. Like it has to be.
Yeah, no,
like,
it's gonna happen for sure.
yeah, it's
The thing is,
so,
Ghost of
so good.
Tsushima like came out pretty much at the end of the PS4 era, right? The last game they made was Infamous Second Son, which at the start, during all of the
start and
PS4
the end.
time,
Yeah.
they were developing Ghost of Tsushima. They took the entire time on it. That's
And
crazy.
if you put the game side to side, it's like even though it's on the same system, like one like looks so much like better, like just like it's one of the most beautiful looking games.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
100%. They did such a good job
Yeah.
with it. So just kind of want to mention some here. There was the Trails. Was that
it's not
Hajimari
it's,
no Kiseki? What was
it's
it?
actually it's I think it's the Switch port. So it's a Japanese game that came out last year, and it got like a PC and Switch port this year, and we won't get it till 2023. Falcom and Trails were so behind on localization, it's not even funny.
How are we talking about this? Hades came out. I know it's a huge game that everybody's been playing. I haven't played it, but Hades is
Hades is amazing.
I want to play it, but again, I don't know. It's also like It's an asymmetric game, and I don't like asymmetric games. So
I don't like them a lot either.
Hey,
So-
Kuro, I know you don't play your Switch often, but if you can get it on Switch, it's actually a perfect portable game because it's so
really?
short with the runs, and it runs really well on there as well. So you can just play, do a couple runs. Oh, I die, whatever. Just set it down, and it's a really nice pick up and play game. Unlike Returnal, where you have to put a lot of time in it. Like this one, you can play 20, 30 minutes and get a good run in. So I think it's perfect on the Switch.
That's where I thought about getting it. I think a lot
Yeah.
of people have that game either on PC or Switch, from what it looks like.
that sounds cool. I'll check it out eventually. It's one of the games that I am very interested on. I love the artwork for it too. It looks really good.
Yeah.
So at some point I'll check it out. It's just I just have to go through a lot of other
I know
games.
you're a big Persona 3 fan, so you probably like all the Greek mythology, all the characters. So you probably get a kick out of that.
What else? No More Heroes 3. Any of you guys played it?
I haven't gotten around to it. I want to replay 1 and 2. I have that on Switch now.
I don't even know that series, to be honest with you. I never played it.
It's really wacky and crazy, but then again, everything that these guys do are it's crazy stuff.
So with Suda 51, mechanically, they're not going to be the most satisfying or great controlling game. They don't feel like a platinum game, but it's so silly and with its character and bosses that's what you go in for.
Yeah,
all the craziness.
right.
So it's not going to be the most well-made game, but it's definitely the most interesting games you play.
Yeah, it's one of those games. I don't know. That's the kind of games that they do. They're all kind of wacky and crazy. It's very interesting, but I don't know. I think this is also a game that is meant to be for the PlayStation 2 or something, because graphically isn't good looking or anything like that. I think Demicro actually said the same thing. It's good, but an ugly game. It is.
Psychonauts 2 also.
Oh,
came out.
Psychonauts 2. Yeah. Do you guys play the game?
I should play it because I literally have I have a minor in sociology. It's a little bit like psychology. I feel like I'd love that game, but I haven't played the original or the second one. But from what I hear, the people like the first one love the second one too.
I played it, absolutely love it. Not to compare it because everyone compares everything to Persona, but there's literally a casino level, one of the first level, and it's awesome. It's in one of this character's head, and it's all about gambling. It's like the bosses and all the levels is based around casinos, and you play all these games, and you're fighting the guys that are cheating in the casino game. So it's probably the most creative platformers you can ever play. I don't think you have to play the first one. I think this one's it's a continuation. I
heard it picks up right after the second one though.
Yeah, it picks right up. But I think they do a good job of reintroducing you to all the characters. So it's really funny game too.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Well, I'll check it out if I ever decide that I want to play it. Maybe someday I will. Right now, I'm just there's so many games to do. So I don't know. Maybe later on, I'll definitely check it out at some point here.
I have one more shout for August, real quick. Horror. I remember horror earlier. Tormented Souls. It's an indie game that came out. It's pretty much an ode to Resident Evil 1, the old school ones, and it's super budget. You can tell really bad voice acting, but if you like RE1 first couple Silent Hills, you have both tank controls and regular, but it's limited inventory. You're into dark, got flashlights, stuff like that. If you're into PS2 era survival horror, definitely check out Tormented Souls.
Nice. I'll definitely keep an eye on that game. We talk about so many games this year that I'm oh shit.
Yeah.
Demicro says, please mention Super Monkey Ball. It's in October. Oh, okay. We're only in August. So
maybe we should move faster.
We're gonna move faster. Yeah, we've been here. We streamed for 2 hours already. We're only in August.
We should only really talk about it if we actually
let's talk about the ones we actually played.
Yeah. Okay. So want to speed it up here. September.
Big month.
Life is Strange. True Colors. I love the game.
Played it, loved it as well.
Yeah.
I started streaming it, but I think SMT5 came out not long after this, so I stopped for some reason.
You stopped it? Honestly, I love the game because, one, they do a whole LARPing section of the game, which is literally turn-based RPG, but they're the characters are LARPing, super good, and I just fell in love with the idea of it. I'm a sucker for these games. I know a lot of people don't like the teenager drama or that kind of shit.
The lesbian simulator, as like somebody's called it. I love it
Look,
too.
I love that. Okay, every one
They
of
look
the
pretty as can be, dude. They look so fucking good.
yeah, and they have actually pretty good waifus. Like, I'm sorry, I have to say it like that, but if you're,
I must say, Alex Chen in that dress and that skirt, that one chapter,
dude, yeah, exactly, yeah. And not only her, but the girl, the other girl, the DJ,
the
what's her
DJ
name?
girl, Steph.
Oh
right.
shit,
She was
she's
in the
like,
original game. Do you know that?
yeah,
she's in the Before the Storm. I
yeah,
think.
Before the Storm,
Or-
yeah, she's
yeah.
on that one. She's
She was in
like,
the first one too, I think, for a while. But
she's such a good character. I actually liked it. I played the DLC that they did for her too, and I also loved it. I'm like, yeah, that's a great game.
I haven't played the DLC. Yet.
Oh, you gotta, man!
Weird,
It's all
bro.
about her. It's all about her.
he did a month later, and then the remasters for the first season, Before the Storm. When are those coming out?
Oh, that
Maybe
got
like next
delayed
year.
until next year. Yeah,
It all got delayed, which is
yeah.
weird.
But I guess it makes sense because like the studio that worked on this isn't the original studio for Life is Strange. They actually lost the rights for Square Enix. Square Enix owns the games, but the studio that made them is a different guy. It's a different
It's Deck
studio.
9.
So Deck 9 is a new studio. They did.
Don't did the original.
Yeah, Download is the original one.
Donut made the first game, and I
Yeah.
think Life is Strange 2, and
Yeah.
I think Deck 9 made Before the Storm. And
Exactly.
This one.
Yeah, exactly. So they lost the
Weird.
rights. They are no longer gonna be working on the Life is Strange because they're done with it. They already said that they were done with the Life is Strange, but Square Enix is like, nah, we own the IP. We're gonna make more of these games.
We milk it like we milk everything else.
Yeah, it's one of their big franchises now, Square Enix. They're not gonna
Yeah. So Square Enix is not gonna let go. I'm pretty. They're easy games to like to make. I'm sure because they're only like 6 to 8 hours long. So they're games that they can easily do like maybe every 2 years or something
They're
like that.
repetitive too.
Yeah.
That's how short games get away with it. It's like, well, you can play it again.
Yeah,
See what's
and
different.
you can play them. I think Life is Strange. This one has at least 4 endings, right?
I don't remember. Or I guess it depends on who you pick, right?
Yeah, depends. So,
yeah.
but
You have different outcomes.
Yeah, so you have
Characters,
boyfriend,
yeah.
girlfriend, and then you have and then each one of those has their own endings depending on what you chose in the story.
Yeah,
and
I remember
everything.
now,
So
yeah.
it must at least have 4 to 6 endings.
Just crazy considering the first Life is Strange. I think just had 2. I mean,
Right,
different
yeah.
people could die and whatnot, but just had 2.
Actually, I will say that when you go play the game, if you haven't played the original one, I definitely encourage you guys to pick the one about sacrificing the city. Just trust me on that.
Oh, just to get for okay, I can't.
Yeah,
won't spoil it,
because
but
I won't
know
spoil.
why.
I won't spoil. But in the third game, it plays a part of the story and everything. At least on the DLC, it does, which Devil hasn't played yet, so he will know once he played it.
Chloe's the best. Okay, so
Yeah.
Chloe's the
no matter
best.
what.
She's such a terrible friend, though. I don't know.
She kind of is, but that's the kind of girls I like. God damn
Yeah,
it!
he was like, I like.
Oh, wow, punk girls,
I like toxic girls. She was like that.
daddy issues. Great games though. I can't wait
Great
for the
games,
remasters too.
Okay, so I guess we want to move on so we can continue talking about other games.
You said we wouldn't do this.
We're gonna give the stage to Devil here with Tales of Arise.
Yeah, I won't take too long. Absolutely loved my time with Tales of Arise. We haven't got a Tales game in a long time because for a while we got them every year on the PS3 gen, and this one they took quite a long time to make it. To me, it delivered. I love the cast and the combat was super fun. Yeah, just overall, I mean, I think the story got a little bit. It stumbled a little bit towards it got too exposition heavy, but then the ending was cool. They nailed the landing, and all the characters were great. It's the only game this year that made me kind of choked up. It had an emotional response in one of the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So for a game to do that gets a lot of props from me. So probably one of my top 3 games of the year. So for new fans, you're not haven't played a Tales game, I can recommend it.
I have a question for you. Somebody said the other day on Twitter that they should do the social links, how they do the social interactions in this game. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, there's not really like a level to it. It's like a lot of skits. Are you talking about like skits, like dialogue, more dialogue? Because like
right. It's just dialogue, right? It's not it's not like a social link. It's
there's like you get like an ending for each character, but it's not like tied to like the gameplay like it was with Persona or anything like that.
Yes,
it's all like in a campfire.
Interesting.
Like dialogue.
Yeah, I know. It's just like on the side kind of stuff, and they're like kind of random too, right? They're not necessarily about the story or anything like that.
Yeah, it's actually optional. Yeah, a lot of the dialogue you can do, and also they have this thing called skits where you can hit the select or whatever the touchpad button, and they have like extra dialogue, and which they're also optional. So I don't know if Persona should make it like that. I think they got a pretty good grip on that already.
Yeah. I just thought I would like to hear your opinion on it. Deathloop, did you guys play the game?
No.
I'm tired of seeing it.
I will be honest here. I do not think that game deserved a nomination for Game of the Year. It's a good
if that game won, I'll be so pissed.
It's a good game. Don't get me wrong. It's a good game with cool ideas. The execution of it wasn't that good. The story is interesting, and the voice actors killed it. Like, it was actually pretty cool. There's like a husband and a wife, and they like banter a lot, but like their conversations are like pretty neat and everything. The problem is that at this game you die a lot, and like in order for you to like continue, you have it's like literally a loop, like it's like over and over and over again. So like you have the exact same conversations so many times. And then the game is so self-aware that after you die a while, your wife, she's still making fun of you for dying a ton and everything. So it's pretty interesting, but it's kind of annoying at times. So I don't think it deserves a nomination. I think this is Arcane's worst game to date so far. Arcane has made some really good games.
I knew when all the trailers were coming out and like all my friends were like, "This game looks great." I could tell from like first look. I'm like, they're just totally selling you on the idea, not the gameplay and everything else.
Yeah. Like, if you want to play a good Arcane game, play Dishonored 2, Prey, the Wolfenstein games. This one, not that good. I'm going to say, I'll be honest. It's not, the concept of it is cool, but it was heavily marketed for some weird reason. I guess PlayStation really wanted to get that money back from, like, the investment of it. Because Sony paid time exclusivity for it, so I'm pretty sure they wanted to get some money out of it. But
what I don't get about the game, it feels like such a weird disconnect where like it reviewed very well, got a bunch of 10s and 9s, but then like the actual players and like regular people like us, like they don't really like it as much. So it's like a weird disconnect with the reviewers.
You know how they say that they make movies for the Oscars?
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah.
It's like that. This game was made for the reviewers because of there's a lot of fresh innovation in the game, if you will, like the loop, the way the loop works, the way the gameplay works, and everything. There's a lot of cool innovation stuff on it. It just doesn't really pan out or do anything like that. It's a very methodical game, so. I wouldn't say that it's a great game, but it's a good game. It's another 7 out of 10. There's a lot of 7 out of 10s this game around, like 6 and 7s. Like, not bad, but definitely not worth like Game Awards or anything like that. But I can see why it got nominated. Again, one of those games they make for that. Deltarune. I know a lot of people have talked to me about this game. The second chapter was released in September. Any of you guys played that?
No. I haven't played the first one.
Yeah, me neither. So,
I haven't even played the game that was big from them before.
Undertale. I'm not a big Undertale guy. Like I'm late to the Undertale party, and when I got to it, it's like, oh, that's it.
Yeah,
like, it didn't really do it for me. So like I'm kind of like indifferent towards it.
It's gonna be a hot take, but I do think it's a little bit overrated. So
yeah, kind of.
Maybe because we didn't play that game like when it came out on the hype and everything like that.
I think the problem
people play it, but
yeah, it's one of those where people are like, oh, did you play Undertale? You gotta play Undertale. It's like the hype and like the people tell you how to play it so much. Oh, you gotta do it this way. You can't kill anybody. Like it's like just whatever, just shut up. Like
yeah,
dude. I don't know. I also felt like it's like I don't think they're any like Asian develop or whatever. I just feel like it's like the first JRPG with a good story, or it feels like an RPG turn-based game, whatever. The like Western people could get a hold of, and they're like, "Whoa, like turn-based games are good." It's like there's a lot of good turn-based games.
Yeah,
I'm not the only one.
Yeah,
There's
I
not
guess if
me
you
here.
if you really compare it to other JRPGs, it may not even hold up into what the standard of JRPGs are or
Right.
anything, which is fine. Again, I'm not saying it's bad because I played a very little of it. I never finished it, and I didn't finish it because it just didn't catch my attention enough for it. I'm sure some
I might
people out
like
there are
it.
like, "What? He didn't like that game?" I'm like, I just don't think it was as good as other people think it is. So, yeah, sorry about that.
I still have to try sometime
Yeah.
just to see.
Okay, so a game that doesn't stop releasing, Ni no Kuni 2. Jesus Christ, how many times is this game gonna be re-released? I know they wanna make money out of it, but there's been so many. Bandai Namco will not let that game die. Like, just face it, it didn't do good. Okay, move on. Have you guys seen that game? Like, I see it's been released a few times already.
All I know is it looks like a Ghibli movie, and I just don't know.
It is made with the style of it, and I believe it was even written or like worked on by them. Whoa, something happened here. Like,
I remember.
Uh,
Devil said he needs to go.
yeah. Okay.
For a second.
He's gonna just be back for a second. Okay, cool.
I mean,
Well,
these cams are kind of okay.
The face cams
So-
are kind of okay. We're just
It's
gonna
not in the right spot.
we'll leave it like that for now. I don't feel like moving it because then he's gonna come back and he's gonna go back again.
yeah.
So.
So,
I guess we're gonna move on into the next one. Pokemon Unite again. We already talked about it. Oh, Kina.
Right.
Oh, I'll wait for Devil. I know he played that game and I know he liked it, so we'll wait for that game there. Did you play the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot game?
yeah, but this is for the Switch thing here. But I bought it, and I just wasn't in a Dragon Ball mood. But I've been lately itching to play Dragon Ball games again. I might give it a shot. From what it seems like, it looks like it's pretty good actually. So I was
Yeah.
kind of harsh on it because I just got off the Xenoverse train. I'm like, Xenoverse is so good, which I still love. But I think I'd like to give Kakarot another try.
Yeah.
I have it on PS4 though.
That's
I got it when
cool.
it came out.
I just I don't know, when I heard of this, basically retelling the story of DBZ, I was like, for the 20th time, I'm like, I already play every single fucking game that retells the story of
Right.
DBZ. Like, I wish there was more original stories.
That's why Xenoverse is so good. But I don't know, I've been kind of wanting to go through the story again. So like Kakarot for me like feels good to play now, but like when it came out, not so much.
Right, understandable. It's a cool game. I think I think eventually I'll play it. I'm just not in a rush to play it or anything like that. I'm kind of like, it's okay. It will happen when it happens if I play it
Yeah.
at some point. Hot Wheels Unleashed. I played that. I bought it for myself because I wanted to play with my brother. I never actually played with my brother, but it's a cool game. It's Hot Wheels. It's a dream come true if you're a fan of Hot Wheels. That's all I can say. It's a cool game. It's a racing game, so it is. It's cool because you can make your own Hot Wheels little like what do you call those things, like the
Tracks or whatever.
tracks. Yeah, you can make your own
Yeah.
tracks like a Hot Wheels track and everything.
I
And you
didn't
can-
play with those much as a kid, like with the tracks, but I had the cars though.
Yeah, I was never a fan of like the tracks themselves. Also because my mom wouldn't buy me any of them. So like
I mean, that's understandable. I feel
yeah,
like as a kid, you
yeah.
can get the bitches lost all over the place. Yeah.
I will get more of like the actual Hot Wheels and everything. Me and my brother like to collect like the really cool ones. Like I remember
Yeah.
we had like the racing ones and everything. Oh, there he is. See?
Sorry, guys.
Now
I had to take a phone call real
Oh,
quick.
that's cool. That's no problem, man. Actually, we were waiting for you to talk about a game that you played, and I played Kina or Kana Bridge of Spirits.
Oh yeah, that was in September. Really cool, really cool game from PlayStation.
Yeah, I think it's a good 8 out of 10 game.
Yeah, for sure. Like we have to remember it now. It's a budget game, and it's made by people who never made games before.
Yeah.
So for that, it's really solid. I mean, it's a lot of things I would like better.
I was forgiving on the gameplay. The gameplay was not super good. It was actually kind of rough, but and not like it was hard. It was hard because the gameplay itself wasn't like
Yeah, certain things like the blocking didn't quite work right. The roll wasn't as responsive. It's one of those where you can tell it's their first game, but it's still a very solid effort. Very pretty, like probably one of the prettier games I played. Like
that's what I noticed, man. I haven't played it, and I don't have a PS5, you know, but that's one of the few games where I'm like, when I get next gen console, I'm definitely grabbing that.
Yeah,
you know? That looks really good.
It definitely utilizes the PS5 pretty well. Like there are times where you just want to sit down and like look at all the environment and everything, the water and the reflections and everything. It's a pretty good game. Like it actually looks really good, and you know they're actually a kind of. I'm not saying the gameplay was bad. I'm just saying that it's rough. Salazar was saying he disagrees. The gameplay is good, decent. The parry was the only
thing. The parry was definitely not consistent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that doesn't make it good. Like parrying and dodging are like core aspects of the game. So,
I do like all the little guys. Whatever.
Oh,
I forgot their names now because I'm playing around. They're like Pikmin. You know, they're really cute.
Yeah. And the cool thing is like you collect so many of them, and you can give them a hat or like a customization for them and everything. It's actually pretty cool. They did that, and I love what they did with that. But yeah, that was the last game for September that I was gonna talk about. You guys don't play fighting games, so Melty Blood fans.
I played it. I played just a little bit because I'm a Type Moon fan. I like Fate, but I haven't read. So Melty Blood's based off Tsukihime, one of the visual novels. Yeah. So I'm not familiar with that visual novel, but I played the PS2 version of Melty Blood, and they're really great 2D fighters. I don't know how much to say about it. And Saber's in this game, so that's good enough reason for me to get
Saber's in this game, so it has to be good. No, it was pretty good. It's really messy to get into the Type Moon franchise because there's so many games, and the story is extremely convoluted and complicated. Not saying that it's bad or anything. It's actually really good, but it's just a certain barrier to entry at this point because there is so many games and so much in the lore and everything.
So many anime.
So many animations. There are things that you could do, like you could watch certain things, but to get like the full scope of everything is a little bit convoluted at this time, I think. Although a lot of people will say no, it's not, but I think it is. But I've been a fan of the series for like 15 years. I think I got into this series almost as close as I did with the Persona series. I never talk about it.
Yeah, I didn't know that about you, Kuro.
I never talk about it, but I played a lot of the visual novels. I played a lot of them, and I read the mangas too. Because if you don't know, you can read the manga for this one. Tsukihime has a manga. So you can read that. That may be easier. I don't know if this game has a story mode or if it's just fighting.
It's like very minimal story. It's like hey, I'm gonna fight you, and there's like a ending for each character. It's very minimal, like fighting games story, bare bones fighting games.
I wasn't sure, that's why I didn't play it because I was like, I care more about the story mode, like if there's like a campaign or anything like that.
Well, there's a Tsukihime remake visual novel that came out this year, but it didn't get localized. It was only in Japan. That was on. They redid it.
But it's only in Japan, and it may never come to the States. Like a lot of these games have never been translated to English, but there's a lot of fandoms. I will say one thing about the community of like Type Moon fans. They do a lot of work. Like if you think the Megaten community like does a lot, the Type Moon fans do a lot of fan subbing and a lot of translation work. Because a lot of the games never come, so it definitely cool series though. I spent too much time talking about this. Let's move on. October. October. What do we get in October here? FIFA 22. Oh my gosh, yeah. No.
The Metroid Dread's probably the biggest one that month.
Did you play it?
Yep, and just like Tales of Rise and SMT5, one of my top game of the years. I love it.
Top game.
I'm one of those people that prefer 2D side-scrolling Metroid to the Prime games. And canonically, it's the first game in almost 20 years since we got a continuation of the story. It follows up to Fusion, which came out in 2002. So we waited almost 2 decades to finally get a continuation of that story. and it plays really great. Length is perfect, not too short, not too long, and really cool bosses. And if you like Metroidvania games, it's a no-brainer for sure.
Awesome. What about you, Rising? Not a Metroid fan?
I've never played them, but I've seen the gameplay of the game. It looks pretty good. I need games on Switch. I might cop it at some point.
Yeah, it runs pretty flawlessly on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 2D game. I would expect it to run good, right?
Yeah.
Demicro said to mention Super Monkey Ball.
Oh yeah, Demicro said Super Monkey Ball.
Sorry.
It's cool that he got a Morgana DLC. That's all I can say.
Hey, I'll say I don't hate Morgana. I think Morgana's cool.
Yeah, I don't hate Morgana. I hate what they did with Morgana, certain aspects of the story, but I don't hate Morgana by himself. I think they're far more detestable characters on Persona 5. Morgana isn't the worst.
I'm not a fan of the mascots on Persona games.
Me neither.
Not even Teddy?
Me neither. Especially not Teddy.
Morgana's not bad. Like Morgana's pretty decent, but like Teddy's like.
So, question for you guys: Persona 6. Do we need another mascot character?
No.
What would it be?
Okay,
but if we did it right, I wouldn't care.
Maybe if he's like Persona 3 and the Koro he doesn't talk and it's literally just a dog, I'll take that.
May I say what's the perfect mascot? It's not Persona related. I'm going back to Tales of Rise. Hoodle the owl. The most adorable thing, it doesn't talk or anything, but like you can do a lot with like mascot or animal characters. They don't have to talk at all and be emotive and all that.
Interesting.
You know what they should have done? P5 should have had a raccoon.
Yeah.
They steal stuff. That would have worked.
What would be cool on the
Like
Monster
Cooper.
Hunter games?
Yeah.
They have these cat-like creatures. They're like cat. They're cats, but they're like bipedals, and they're like your companions in Monster Hunter. That would be cool, but they don't really talk. Like they don't talk to you or anything like that.
You said the mascot characters are great. What games you been playing, bro?
Yeah, like I don't think they're great.
Morgana's not terrible, but like Teddy is rapey and annoying. I can't
Teddy's rapey.
Teddy's funny. I like Teddy's dynamic with Yosuke.
He's funny.
Okay, I like that because he actually
but
reminds me of one of my friends. I don't know why he just reminds me of one of my friends, and like the full like roommate dynamic that he has with Yosuke and everything. It's pretty funny. But some of the stuff that he says sometimes, I'm like, if this was in 2021, he will get canceled.
I definitely think Teddy's more like funnier than Morgana, but it's just like if we're talking Teddy, the whole game. That to me gets annoying. The certain scenes though are great. I love it with Teddy, but I just can't see him the whole time. It gets annoying after a while.
Yeah, he does get annoying after a while. Anyway, for some reason we're talking about Persona, but I want to move on.
Keep talking about games that didn't come out this year.
We're going to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy. I know that was playing that, and I played that.
I'm playing that right now. I'm almost at the end.
Yeah.
Let me tell you when like the biggest surprise of this year, like I had no interest going into this, and like definitely way better than what I thought. It's like it's super funny, super fun.
Yeah, not only that, but they copied the Life is Strange mechanic of like the conversation things and everything. Yeah,
there's like a dialogue and like consequences. So like, why am I playing a Telltale or Life is Strange game right now?
I was hesitant because of how bad the Avengers game was.
Yeah,
dude,
it's great. It's great. If there's one game that you should play out of like the games that we played that is easy to stream and talk, this one definitely. Yeah. The only thing that I will say, my only complaint is Peter Quill isn't like a cool character to play with. He's just he has guns, so he does gun stuff.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you don't get to directly control the other Guardians. Like they have their own AI, and you can tell them to do specific moves. But like they have way better like weapons and move sets. So like if they do a sequel, they increase the budget, have us play as like Rocket and the Raccoon and all the characters.
Yeah, you can tell that after the fiasco with the first game with the Marvel Avenger game, they played this game very safely. Like they were trying to play as safely as possible. But then again, they haven't done much stuff. This developer, Eidos Montreal, they haven't done a lot of games.
I think they did. Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, they did. That's one of the games. And then prior to that, they did the Deus Ex games.
DSX, yeah.
Yeah, so that's them. But other than that, they don't really have a lot going on their library. So it's cool to see them do something different like this.
What makes this good is it's like a standalone story. Like Avengers was too busy trying to be like a not free to play, but what's the word? Games as a service. Like, buy this, buy the loot boxes and all that. This one's just a good, solid single player experience. From start to finish.
100%, definitely cool game. It's definitely one of those games that you play and you're like, oh, this is a nice surprise. Like the game actually like surprised me in a lot of different ways. Because I had zero expectations for it. I thought it was gonna be kind of poop from the trailers. I was like, oh, the gameplay.
Yeah, trailers didn't sell it at all.
Yeah, they did a terrible job of marketing this game. So definitely a cool game. I guess we're gonna talk about November, unless you guys have any other games on.
No, pretty much. Metroid was the one big game that month.
I thought we were in November already.
No, we are in October.
We can probably move.
All right, we're gonna fast forward here. Yeah, we're gonna hit 3 hours at some point. Don't Pite, what do you think of the waifus in Guardians of the Galaxy?
I mean, it's got to be Gamora, right? Like, I think she's pretty standout. I mean, she got a pretty amazing butt.
What about Peter's ex-girlfriend?
Yeah, but I don't know. She's
hot. She's hot.
She's all right. She's all right.
I
don't want to speak too more.
What?
I was gonna say something it's spoiler, so I don't want to say it. Yeah, but no, I like what was it, Lady Hellbender? She looks like a gladiator, like control all these beasts. So.
Yeah, cool stuff. I like the cast and all the different additional characters that they added. I also love how this game, although it take time to introduce characters and story and everything, it very much just kind of jumps into the story and moves on, very quickly. He's like Peter Quill's mom. She's hot. She's an 80s mom.
She also got those mom jeans. Those mom jeans, pretty nice.
She's an 80s mom. Like, she's such a MILF vibe.
Also, I know it's overly done by now with 80s nostalgia, but I'm a sucker for 80s music and 80s rock. So if you like that kind of music, this is probably one of the best. Like,
you're gonna love the soundtrack. It's great.
Yeah.
Rising, you're gonna like it.
Yeah. If you like 80s music,
I need to try it out. I was hesitant, and also like. This is gonna give me some fire, but I haven't even seen the new Spider-Man movies at all. After I saw Endgame, I was just really superheroed out.
Okay.
I didn't even want to play any games.
I literally just came out of the Spider-Man movie today. Go watch it
next week.
Go watch it. It's really good.
But I don't know. I'm just so marveled out.
I feel you. There's just so much of it.
I felt the same way. I haven't seen anything since Endgame. But this movie actually surprised me. Like it was. So I was really happy for it. I that's all I can say. I can't say much because of spoilers and stuff. But
I'm sure I like it. I just
it's a great movie. Actually, I came out of it was like, man, this game. So what it is the first two movies weren't like super good as far as like developing Spider-Man as a character. This movie does such a good job as like developing this new Spider-Man, like as an actual Spider-Man.
I've seen the Andrew Garfield ones, and I liked them. And I watched, I think the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies were the first movies I ever seen in theaters as a kid.
Really?
I don't know when that was. It was like 2000. Was it 2004 when the first one came out? I don't really know, but like that was the first movie I ever seen. I loved Spider-Man because of that.
Right on.
I'll have to get into it eventually.
So I guess November. What do you guys play in November other than SMT5?
What other games came out that matter?
Call of Duty came out. Now I haven't been huge on Call of Duty in a while. I used to play them a lot as a kid. I loved shooters, which is so weird because I have like a JRPG channel that I play Call of Duty. It's like, what polar opposite is that? But like, I don't know. I like World War II. Yeah, I actually love that game. A lot of people hate it, Call of Duty fans, whatever, They hate it, but they'll buy it every year, you know what I mean? But still, I thought it was pretty good. I like World War II. World War II shooters are fun to me. I don't like the modern games. Like Battlefield, the new Battlefield, apparently doesn't run super well, which, I don't know. It's the modern stuff. I don't like the modern stuff. It's like, it just seems like a bad action movie. It kind of sucks. But like the World War II games, I really love. It's World War II, and the zombies in it is really fun too. It's a good story. Like the story is literally like Hitler loses the war and makes an undead army. It's like back to the roots of like zombies for like that era,
like Wolfenstein kind of.
Yeah. Which it's kind of dope. I like it.
Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I know you played it. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, well, I probably have one or two more streams left in my Nuzlocke. I actually like that a lot. They did a good job with that remake. I want it done with Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I think, to do it again. But that'd be like a remake of a remake. And I don't know if they're willing to do that, because, like, I don't know. Depends what they really do with that. But I like the chibi art style.
Yeah. You like it? I was going to ask you about it. I hate the chibi art style, but I've never been a fan of it. Like, even on Persona Q, I grew to like it because I fucking hated it when I saw it the first time.
I don't think I'd like it for that. I just like it because it looks like a Pokemon game again. I don't know. I just sort of used to it looking that way, but I could understand that.
Honestly, I'd rather they just do 8-bit style, like with the.
I'd love that too.
Yeah, you know what is that triangle RPG triangle strategy? Yeah. Or like
Octopath.
Yeah, or Octopath. I love that. HD 8-bit. Just do that. I don't care. Like, just do that instead. I will buy that. Like, I'm fine with that.
They could do that with Overworld. Maybe make the Pokemon like the 3D for the battle.
Oh,
which is kind of what they do. It's like the chibi there, but in battle, it's you have a full size character model in battle.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, we have to address the elephant in the room. Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Bad game. Get out
Worst
of here.
game of the year.
I wouldn't buy the steel book and a digital version. I wouldn't do that. Bad game.
So, Devil, I want to actually hear your thoughts on this because I haven't heard much of your thoughts on SMT5.
Oh no, not yet. I think I put it on Twitter. I'm still in the middle of my review. It would take me so long. Overall, I really enjoyed it. I thought that I love all the new stuff they added with the essence. I like the pseudo the more open exploration. Like I kind of like don't miss the annoying dungeons anymore. It's like okay, more of this. I like finding all the cool Mimans or Mimin. I don't know how you pronounce their names, but I like all that. I guess the one thing some people might already be complaining about of how maybe the characters are kind of a letdown in the story, which I don't think it's bad at all. It's just like I wanted a little bit more. Just give me a little bit. I think the most interesting character is Aogami, and like he had the most interesting thing to say throughout the whole game, and by the end, like he just kind of disappeared without saying much more than that. And as far as dialogue goes, so I think it does a lot right. Gameplay department, I think it looks pretty incredible on the Switch, despite of the system. Like it's like we're too good. Like I'm too good to be on the Switch, but I'll look good anyway, kind of thing. So I just saw overall solid. The weight was with it. Just it's just missing a couple of like extra sauce to make it like an all timer. So it's not like that super S tier, but it's like I don't know, maybe like A+ tier.
Yeah,
I'd like a royal or like a Persona 4 Gold. Like I'd like an extra thing later.
They are gonna.
They always do that.
Yeah.
Sure. I'd like a second iterate. Well, SMT 4 and 3. Well, 3 kind of got that, but I don't think 4 got that treatment. No. So I don't know. Who knows?
I guess Apocalypse was kind of like an extra of that. Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
So
I think that would be good.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get hate for this. I didn't mind the castle. I think if this game would have been a 10 out of 10 for me, if they added like a classic dungeon to every big open world thing alongside that you could do like optionally, like
a mini dungeon. Yeah.
I'll say that
would have been fun.
It's crazy because SMT4 has that. The areas that you go, there's additional dungeons that you can go and fight. So like I thought that was gonna be a thing in SMT5, but it isn't. But I was a little disappointed on that. My biggest thing is some of the characters, like they had some potential in them.
Yeah,
like I could see the potential in them, but then nothing happens with the characters. And I don't mean like like I mean I did all the side quests and I still I wasn't satisfied with them. So I think that was one thing that was underwhelming. The gameplay was a 10 out of 10 for me. I always love the gameplay. The Magatsuki attacks were like off the charts. I love like the Magazuki shit, and what I like is like the enemy also does Magazuki attacks, so it's not like, oh, I'm super overpowered. I'm like, motherfucker, you used that Magazuki on me and you're gonna wipe my party. So like you have to like plan ahead and like and do a bunch of other stuff and everything. So good stuff there. But I just think that the potential as far as the characters and the story was there. It just didn't go anywhere. Hopefully they fixed it at some point. I don't know if fix it is the right word. It's missing content. That's what it is. Yeah, somewhere in between, like almost at the very end and in the middle of the game, is something missing there. Does that make sense?
You're right. It starts really good with the amount of action, exploring the world and stuff like that. You get some good story after the first big open world thing, but yeah, the story doesn't do a lot. That big center at the what's their, I can't remember the agency you work for in the game. You go to that place and you get to walk around a bit. I'm like, oh, you get to explore the Bethel. That's what it is. You get to explore Bethel's whole thing. I thought for sure we'd get a bit of that, and like, but no, it shows Ogami coming out of like the ground like capsule thing. I'm like, we're gonna learn about that eventually, probably, right? No. I'm just like, what?
Yeah. They did some different. They definitely did a lot right, but I also singularly feel like they did some things wrong. That he just like, I don't know if it was like a choice or anything like that. For example, I'm gonna get hate on this because I already shit on this kid, but Dazai, man, this kid like he pissed me off so many times, and no spoilers or anything, but there is like sometimes where you see the character and like some of the choices that he does or things that he says, and I'm like, I just want to slap this kid. Like, this kid is just he's like dumb. Like, I don't know, maybe Devil likes him, I don't know, but
I think they intentionally meant to make him that way. But
so the thing is that he's supposed to be like, I feel like he's almost supposed to be like the self-insert character. Not the main protagonist, but him, because he lacks motivation. He lacks like he lacks a lot of motivation. He lacks like self-confidence. Like, he's like, oh, I don't know what to do. I want other people to do shit for me. Basically, he's sounding like some crazy motherfucker that doesn't want to make choices for himself. He wants somebody else to make choices for him. That's what he sounds like for me. Like, he just wants somebody else to like.
He's a simp, bro. He's a simp for
Abdiel,
yeah.
Dude,
like Lady Abdiel.
He saw them golden titties. He's like, you know what?
Oh, now I need that. I need an edit.
Shiny butt.
I need an edit of Abdiel and Dazai as Morgana and Anne.
Oh god,
that would work.
I need an edit of that. I just need it so badly. Now that you mentioned Lady Abdiel, I need an edit of that. So I want to answer here. Question says, Salazar asking, what's your favorite SMT game in your opinion?
Including Persona or just like mainline?
I guess just mainline.
Anything?
I guess anything. I guess I don't know. Personally, I like SMT3 a lot. That's my favorite game, but I think that the best SMT game is gonna be either 4 or Strange Journey. One of those two.
I love Nocturne. It's probably still my favorite. I'll go Nocturne, and shouts to both Devil Survivor games. I actually think both Devil Survivor games are better than a lot of
bangers.
A lot of SMT games. So more than any remasters or remakes or anything, I want a Devil Survivor 3 the most.
Also, if you're a Persona fan and a Fire Emblem fan, play those games because you're gonna get the best of both worlds when it comes to that the games.
And if you love Evangelion, play Devil Survivor 2.
I never thought about it until you mentioned that. Yeah. So I think we know the answer for Rising. He's just gonna be Nocturne, right?
Somebody timed out Demicro, by the way. Again.
Who did it?
I don't know. He just messaged me.
Who keeps on doing that? I didn't time him out. I didn't time him out.
No, he says somebody did. He didn't say you did. SMT3 is probably my favorite, but then again, I haven't played any of the DS games yet. I still have a lot to go. to be honest. SMT3 was I played SMT3 and 5, right? Unless we're counting Persona and whatnot, then I've played more. But it's funny you talked about 4 and Strange Journey. I plan on playing those on my 3DS next. I think that's what I got in line next.
Nice. Yeah, definitely check those out. Those are great games.
And there's some on the PS3. Is it Digital Devil Saga? I think I plan on trying
PS2, yeah.
Well, you can get them on.
The what you call it, the download, PSN download.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that as well. I think I already bought those. I just haven't got to it yet. But
yeah,
I guess we'll see.
I just want to go back into the games of this year.
I guess we were talking about SMT5. Oh, one last thing on SMT5. Yeah. We said the characters are kind of let down. The demons, on the other hand, were like the most fun and interesting characters. Like they're more like cool and interesting than any other of the characters. Like they're on the dialogue and negotiations and Nua and all the ones you talk to throughout the game. They're like so cool.
DLC ones are good too. Cleopatra, best demon, I think. But
Cleopatra,
the reverse compendium.
She's just got something about her.
Some big personality. I don't know, but. The reverse compendium is like by far, I think, the best Meg 10 quality of life change to any of the games. People hate it. It's like it's too easy now. It's like I'm sorry you had to randomly just fuse shit till you found what you wanted.
Honestly,
it's so nice.
Yeah, there's 2 things that they added that I love that I want every Mega 10 game, including Persona, to have.
Same.
The reverse compendium and also the essence. It's so easy to customize your demons now. You no longer have to fuse for 10 hours to get the perfect demon.
Or like look up a chart to figure out how to get a special fusion or whatever. It's so nice, dude.
Honestly, these are actual quality of life changes. Like these games, honestly, this just makes it easier. Like you're still gonna do it. Like the whole thing with the essences and everything, you're already gonna do it anyway, but those are things that Persona games also need, like this kind of stuff. Like is such a big improvement here. Alright, so I guess we want to move on to any other games in November, by the way?
Only other one I played was Forza Horizon 5. If you have Xbox, a great open world racing game. Had a ton with friends playing, just random races. So I don't really play racing games since the PS2 era, so finally playing another one was really cool. So Forza Horizon 5, really great racing game.
Nice. I don't play racing games. So I guess we want to move on to December, which is this month. That we're in. I am trying to look through it, but I don't see anything. I don't think I played anything here this year.
Any of you guys FF14 fans?
Oh yeah, the new the Endwalker expansion, right? I stopped. I'll be honest here. I stopped 14 after the first expansion, and it's not because it's bad. It's actually really good, but I didn't have time for play those games.
I didn't know if I wanted to jump into 14. I did the free trial, I think in the summer, because I heard about the DLC coming out, which got pushed, I think, too, didn't it? But I think I'll eventually get into it at some point and play it on PC. I have a lot of people who want to play it with me. I think eventually I'll jump to it at some point.
I'll play it one day. Big time commitment. I know what will happen when I start playing. I won't play any other games once I start.
Yeah, definitely. It is addicting. Yeah. Like just the free trial is like shit. I want to keep playing.
Yeah. The game is great. I strongly recommend playing it if you're into MMOs. But MMOs suck the living shit out of your life and your wallet. So I just I personally I don't think it's a good idea if you have money for it, really, or time.
It's like you thought JRPGs were bad.
Yeah, MMOs are like that's where it's at. That's where your time is at. I used to play. Yeah, I used to play MMOs when I was young, and it sucked years out of my life. I played so many of them over the years. So yeah, I don't touch MMOs anymore. Somebody mentioned Danganronpa again because the new one.
The collection
thing came out. Yeah, we talked about it earlier with King, right?
Yeah, I picked up. I already played the trilogy, so whenever I replay it, I'll play it on the Switch. But I guess there's that new game mode they added on. But yeah, I mean, if you never played it, it's a good version to get on the Switch.
I need to get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Decadence the bundle with all the games. It's
Yeah,
not
with all the
on Switch
games, right?
digitally.
Yeah. So that they're Halo Infinite.
I played it.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
Uh,
I only
it's okay.
played Halo multiplayer, and I never knew that there was a campaign. Like I thought it was just multiplayer. Yeah, I never, because I never touched it. I only owned. Yeah, I know, right? The shocker, right?
People love the campaign on this game.
So
I never played them, but I heard they're good.
I played 1 and 2 with friends, but I never actually like touch the game myself. Like I'll go to my friend's house and play multiplayer on their screen, but I never owned any of them. So like I didn't know there was an actual story. I thought it was just like multiplayer, like Call of Duty or like even then Call of Duty had stories and everything. But you when you think of Call of Duty, you think of like zombie mode or like multiplayer or something like that. So yeah, I didn't know there was like a campaign to them until now.
Right.
So
well, I mean, I've only played multiplayer. I never had an Xbox. I had a 360 for a little bit, but I just didn't like it. I played like Super Meat Boy on it. That was it. I was always a Sony kid and like a Nintendo like handhelds, so I never got into Halo. So I never played this one. Although I think it's on PC, right? The Master Chief Collection's on PC also, so I could get into that if I wanted to.
Right on. So I guess we're done with the whole list of the year. Do you guys have any nominations for like your game of the years or anything like that? And yeah, Nocturne does count because it's
it'd
the
be
first time you
Nocturne
played
for
it.
me, but if it's not Nocturne, if we're not going to count that, I mean, it would be Nocturne for me. But if we're not counting Nocturne, then I don't know. I do like the new Pokemon game, but I don't really think it's like game of the year.
Yeah, you don't think it's like a game of the year contender or anything like that?
It is pretty good. It's a lot better than I think what people think. But I might have to go Life is Strange with it, at least for now. I need to finish it. See, I don't know. That doesn't count. I need to finish it. I don't know.
I need to finish it. Okay.
It just wasn't a lot this year. I hate to say it. I played like remasters and a ton of old games this year. That's really what I did. I didn't play new stuff.
Mm-hmm. What about you?
You guys go ahead. I'll
Devil,
look.
what is your
It's a lot like there's no clear winner. Like last year I kind of cheated and had 2. I gave Game of the Year to Cold Steel 4. Then afterwards, like no, I'm gonna give it to 13 Sentinels as well. So it's like a tie. But this year I'm down to 3 games. I'm gonna go back and do a post game on all 3 of them before I will have an answer by the end of the year what my Game of the Year is. But it's down to 3 games. It's Metroid Dread, Tales of Arise, and SMT5. It's between those 3 games. So they're all pretty neck and neck. So.
Yeah. So I did another poll with the other games that was mentioned on this Game of the Year thing. So if you guys want to vote for it, definitely vote. It's gonna be SMT5, Tales of Arise, Nocturne, and Metroid Dread. So vote which one of those 4 games you think are Game of the Year games. To me, I think it's gonna be SMT5 because I haven't played anything else that really caught my eye. I'm like, oh man, as I mentioned the entirety of the streams, most of the games I played were like 6, 7s, and 8s. So like nothing really nothing really picked that. And even I ranked SMT5 as a 9, but it's easily an 8. I think like realistically speaking, it's an 8. Or maybe even a 7 for like some people. But I realistically acknowledge it's probably going to be like an 8 kind of game. To me, it's a 9 because I waited so long for this game and I actually really enjoyed like the gameplay of it. Like the what I saw of the story and enjoyed of it. I just feel like it's lacking more of it. Like there's some games that you play, you're like, man, I wish there was more of this game because I think it deserves more of it. And that's one of those games there.
Yeah, I kind of feel what you're saying. It's like, I want to pick my game of the year, but I don't feel like anything was a 10 out of 10, so it's like hard for me to feel that way. I played a lot of remasters this year. Like, I went to the Kingdom Hearts games, I beat P4 Golden, I beat SMT3. Like, I don't know why, this is a ton of old games, but yeah, SMT3, if you don't want to count that, then I'd say SMT5, I guess. But it's not like there were 10 out of 10s for me, so I don't know. I need to play the Life is Strange game, so that could change for me real quick by the end of the year, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think the
That's
highest
the
ones
last
for me, now that I think about it, is probably SMT5. Um, and Life is Strange was also, I guess, like another like higher ranking, I guess. Neo: The World Ends with You is up there too. I wouldn't say that it's like a high. Of course, Nocturne is there. Near Replicant is there. Near Replicant was the first time that I played that game, so to me, I feel like it counts towards the game of the year.
I think
I
it
need
should
to
count
play
for a
that
lot of
too.
people. Yeah, I think that's valid since it's a lot of people's first time playing. Plus, it's so much new about the game. It's
Yeah.
like more than a remaster, like you said. Like they redone a lot of stuff with it, so that's
Yeah.
fair. I already said why I can't count it.
Yeah,
It could be a game of the year for
Yeah.
me. I need to try it too at some point.
Yeah, definitely one of those games that I played. I'm like, yeah, great game. Definitely enjoyed every bit of it. The gameplay isn't as good as Automa, which you were talking about earlier, Devil. It's still a great game. It's just that it's not platinum. Let's just be honest about it. It's just not platinum. It's not as smooth because there's a certain smoothness about like the way platinum does it, especially like dodging and like the movement of the character. There's a certain finesse to like the character movement, and is this one the main protagonist? Although he's a male and he has a more heavier weapon, the way that he moved was almost like he shouldn't be this nibble with this weapon sometimes, because he has like a massive sword, right? One of the swords that he gets.
It was like a cloud situation.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those
Yeah.
things. Yeah, he has a big sword, and he moves. Sometimes he moves like he shouldn't move that nibble, but sometimes the dodging isn't as satisfying. Just something about it isn't as clean cut, but still a great game.
Do you guys have any disappointments for the year? Any like major titles to like let you down at all? I don't have that many. The only one is GTA Remaster. I was looking forward to that, and that was a disaster.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll have to
Strikers,
do
I
a
guess.
poll for that as well.
Most disappointing.
I guess Strikers, you say, will be disappointed?
I think that was my disappointment. Yeah, it's not that game. Like we would say, I really just don't like the combat's not fun. I can't do it. I thought it was gonna be like FF7R, but it kind of was, but wasn't.
SMP tied with Metroid for the votes for Game of the Year. So we got a tie.
Yeah. Okay. So you will say then Persona 5 as the biggest disappointment.
P5S.
P5S, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was saying the remaster of
Yeah, Trilogy.
what is that?
I'll go ahead and say that GTA Remaster is way worse than Strikers, but I wasn't planning on getting GTA.
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, it will probably be that Marvel game, the Marvel Avengers.
Oh, the Avengers is pretty bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't plan on getting that either. I'd say that both of those are worse than the Strikers.
I don't know if there's anything else that I can think of that I was like disappointed with it. I know some people will say SMT5 was their disappointment.
Nah, I don't think disappointed.
It ain't that bad.
I don't think so, but Salazar commented. I literally said that, and then I saw Salazar's comment, and I was like, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it was. I don't know.
Face value, SMT5 is still like a good 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even if you just take a look at like the gameplay itself, I think still like a pretty solid game. So I couldn't say that it's a.
It's the people comparing it to the other SMT games, which you should because it's from the same people.
Yeah.
But if you just see it for as it is, it ain't a bad game, you know.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave it between two games, I guess. We're gonna do Marvel's Avengers and GTA 5 Remaster for disappointment of 2021. You guys can vote for that. SMT5. Wow, there's a few comments about SMT5 being the disappointment of the year. I'm actually shocked.
We also have a lot of Big Ten people in here, so
I think it's valid because if you hold like a lot of the other games in really high regard, maybe you was something you're expecting. I guess I was hyped for, but I'm not like expecting like my life change or anything.
Yeah.
yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. It's like Because I love SMT3, and I feel like that has way better lore and story to it. But
Yeah, I guess that's
I
just
still
like
think 5's great.
I think I think so too. Yeah, the Avengers game came out this year. Yes. So
Yeah, so did fucking Strikers. That doesn't seem right. Something in my brain just says like that's not when it came out. But
no way, right? Yeah, right.
dude,
Yeah.
Where did time go?
Right. It's really funny because I had people vote for Game of the Year, and SMT5 won. Actually, it tied with Metroid Dread.
yeah.
Nice.
But then a disappointment of the year, people were commenting SMT5, so I'm like, it can't be disappointment of the year if he
And
tied
Game
for Game of the Year.
Well, that one guy said like, "Oh, it's a complete mess of a game." He's like, "B tier." It's like B tier, and he said it's a complete mess. Why?
Okay, if it's a complete mess, it's not B tier. I'll be honest there.
A complete mess is at least C lower, like D. Like, come on.
It's gotta be like
They struck us in April 2020.
yeah.
Well, not the Japanese version.
I think a mess will be D and lower. I will say like that's a shitty game, like a D and lower. A game that you just can't stand.
C's like a passing grade. That means
Yeah,
you think
C
it's
is
alright.
like it's better
They're
than
negative.
average, but it's still pretty mediocre.
If you got negative things to call it, like in general,
Yeah.
then you should be lower than a C, man.
Yeah, it should be lower than. Yeah, B tier is not that bad. So I can't call it like disappointment if it's like if you're saying it's a B tier game, because that's
B
not.
tier is-
Yeah,
B tier is like a 7 or 8 out of 10. Almost,
Yeah,
you know what I
yes.
mean? You can't be. Yeah.
it can't be that bad. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
The whole year's been B tier. Okay,
the
so
whole year has been B tier.
I guess the whole year's a mess. Shit.
Yeah, I will say C. I will give the entire year a C.
I give it B minus.
B minus.
I'd
Oh
say
yeah,
B minus
B
is
minus.
pretty
Yeah,
solid.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're in agreement. B minus. I think the
Because there wasn't a lot of there wasn't so many terrible, but there wasn't like a lot of 10s, so I think that puts it at a B.
yeah. I
There
can
wasn't
see
a lot
that.
of 10s, but I don't think there was a lot of
F.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very mid. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty mid year.
Except
Hopefully
for
next,
like the GTA thing.
yeah,
but-
next year is already shaping up to be a better year than this year.
Did Cyberpunk come out this year?
No, that was
No,
last year.
that was
That was last year at the
Okay,
very
that's
end
like-
of the year.
So that was what I consider a fucking F, right? Because it just releases that way.
Mm-hmm.
But
Still awarded, still a nominee at the Game Awards though. RPG
Yeah.
of the year.
I'm
Yeah,
so
we didn't have any
mad about
Cyberpunk
this.
this year,
I
that's
was
what I'm
actually
saying.
so upset about that.
Can you
I
imagine
was-
if it beat
I own it.
Tales of Arise and SMT5? I
Yeah,
was like,
that would have been like you can never trust the Game Awards anymore.
yeah.
No, not like
You're
you
right,
already
it can't.
trusted them or anything, but
yeah,
but that was definitely one of those kind of weird moments.
I hear that game's playable now. I own it. Like I have I don't know. They were giving out pre-day one versions with like a bunch of stuff with it, and I was like, I'll just at least get some free shit. This game's
I know we're running long. Can I give you a quick story about Cyberpunk last year?
Yeah,
Like the
take your
most
time,
unique.
man. Take
Yeah,
your
go
time.
for it.
That's fine.
So I actually liked the game, and it's still a buggy mess when I played it. But on a PS5, it did run kind of okay. So I
Same,
have the
same.
most,
Yeah.
So the most unique bug ever happened, right? So there's a part where after a while I cannot shoot my guns. I can equip them, but I cannot fire them. And like I was getting killed. Nothing I did like could stop it. I like restarted the game, reloaded a save, went back a couple saves, went back to my house and slept. So I can't fire my guns anymore. How do I fix it? So I went online, an actual fix that like, I'm not even lying. They say go to the brothel, sleep with a hooker. When you wake up, you can shoot your guns again. That was an
I
actual
heard
fix.
about that. I
was an
heard
actual
about
fix.
that. Yeah,
Why is that even a thing?
that is so crazy and it's kind of funny. I'll say.
You know what that means, though? That means some guy was like, "Shit, I can't play this game anymore."
Okay,
well, I'll just tip the
I
hookers.
have
at
a
least.
weird
and they
complaint.
figured out it worked.
I have a weird complaint, and I really want to complain about this, so I have to complain now. What's the point of customizing your genitalia if you don't actually see it during sex scenes? Can we talk about this for a second? I am upset about this. Okay.
I mean, you have all this customization, but you don't see your character. It's first person, so it's like, why do any of it?
no, but because you still have like, you can still do screenshots and everything.
Cutscenes
So-
and shit, aren't you?
Yeah, you have.
no,
like,
no, you don't see them in cutscenes. Like
Oh,
besides the
yeah,
beginning.
you're
It's
right,
just the intro, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Well,
just the
I
intro.
haven't- I really
Yeah.
didn't play the game a lot. I got it, and I was waiting for it to be fixed.
The only time you see your characters in photo mode, or if you look in a mirror, or if you're like riding a vehicle on a motorcycle, that's it.
Photo mode is cool in this game. It's actually like pretty legit when you do it. I played on PS5. I had almost no issues with it. Sometimes it crashed, but the game autosaves so often. Like it never really mattered. Like if it crashed or anything like that.
I played it on the Pro, and I had two visual glitches. A banner like in the city didn't load, and I think a gun didn't load in.
Sometimes my clothes will disappear, which was fine because I was playing as a female, so I'm just bare naked shooting. So
First thing, I was streaming it, and I was kind of trying to avoid nudity. Apparently, it's okay on Twitch or whatnot, and as soon as I went to the mirror, it just shows myself completely naked. That's it.
Yeah, that's the glitch. Yeah. Sometimes you will just check out in the mirror, and you're like, you have no clothes, and you're like, I'm wearing clothes. I'm clearly wearing clothes, but for some reason the clothes are not showing in the mirror. So, it's fine. You know, I forgot about the whole nudity thing, and while I was streaming, I was I took like 10 minutes just customizing my stuff.
Genitalia.
Yeah, and I was like, oh shit, I'm on stream right now on YouTube.
Wait, you're saying you don't get why there's a genitalia customized thing? You were taking 10 minutes on it though?
I was just curious.
I think he was bashful that he was doing it on streams. Like, why am I spending so much time?
I'm like, I forgot that people were watching me just customize my.
Well, it's gotta be
character.
Well, my thing was like, it's gotta be good if you do it for 10 minutes. So
everyone in the chat like, corny today.
I'll say that my character was actually pretty hot, like 10 out of 10. So
the game looks good. They did a good job with the character design. Like,
they did a good job, and actually the story isn't bad. Like I still like, if you put aside the whole like glitches, it's a good
game
and bugs.
Underneath all of that. It's actually a good game.
Yeah. The gameplay was pretty solid. It's basically it's a good like 7, 8 out of 10. It's still not like game of the year or anything like that, but beneath all the stuff, it's a pretty okay game. Like it's a pretty good game.
I'll have to pop it in and play it. Because like I said, I pre-ordered it and then I heard how bad it was.
Once you have a PS5, just play it on PS5. Once you have a PS5.
Well, I have a Pro and I played it on that, and I never crashed ever.
Oh, really?
I played it for like 2-3 hours. I had 2 visual bugs. That was it.
The more you play, the worse it gets in like performance or something. So like the first few hours shouldn't be that bad, because those are like the hours. Those are the introduction is the stuff that they already got down. Like that's the stuff that they showcase on all the trailers.
Yeah.
But like the later stuff in the game and everything like that, it also has some pretty cool stuff with all the characters that you meet. Like there's some really hot ladies in this game. Like I was like, shit, they excelled at it. They really wanted you to sleep with them, basically. Yeah.
I guess it's a selling point, right?
Yeah, that's a selling point. Like same thing with The Witcher. Like Jennifer and the other. Tres, they're all hot. Like none of them are like.
I remember I didn't know anything about the Witcher games, and I pull it up. I think one of the beginning shots is like a bathtub scene. And
Geralt's in the tub, and you see Yennefer's butt right in the first.
I'm like, bruh!
Dude,
like,
that happened to me. I was playing this game in the living room, and my parents walked to me in that scene. I was like, I was embarrassed. I was like, oh. But then the next time that they walked to me, I was like sleeping with a prostitute. So I was like,
they always catch you at the right moment.
This is what it looks like. It only got worse as time went on. So, yeah.
That's another game I need to play. I pre-ordered that and never played it either.
Which
I just realized all the CD Projekt Red games that I own, I bought and pre-ordered and never played them.
Do you have 100 hours to spare?
Okay. So if you're gonna choose between
of The Witcher and
Cyberpunk, play The Witcher 3.
I say go to Witcher.
Yeah, go The Witcher 3.
I played it. I played both of them for like 2-3 hours. That's it.
I was addicted to the card game in The Witcher. Dude, I spent so many hours. And the cool thing
love
is,
card games in games.
Yeah. I went all around all the different stores, buying all the cards, customizing my deck. I had like a mean deck. And I was going around, and there's even a tournament in the game, and you can get a side quest. Yeah. There's an actual tournament arc in the game, and you can spend your entire time it's such a good game. Like I enjoyed that so much. I was hoping they will add something like that to this game. There isn't, but man, I even went back and bought the actual Wend cards. I own them. I own the collector's edition with the Wend cards on it.
Ah, jealous. I want some of those.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. So if you buy the expansions, it comes two of them, two of the decks. So you actually need to buy both the expansions with the cards to be able to get all of them.
Didn't they sell the card game separately, right? On the store as a game?
Oh yeah,
It's a new game,
its own
yeah.
game. Yeah, they have, it's more complex than the one in The Witcher. The Witcher, Gwen is more simple, but it's its own game.
Right,
they added
right.
more mechanics.
They added a ton of cards and a ton of lore and everything like that.
Mhm.
But the I don't know what's going on. Also, Demicro says that he keeps getting muted.
Banned again?
Why does he keep getting muted? What's going on with him?
You got a mod that's messing around.
How is he? He's a mod himself.
He's a
How
mod.
is
He shouldn't be getting muted.
Mods can't be banned by other mods.
Yeah, exactly. Mods can't do that. So I don't know what's going on.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it really doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, Demicro. If you're I'm sure he's listening.
Just go watch my streams. I won't ban you. So.
Yeah, I'm not.
kidding.
I'm not banning you. I promise. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
We can't be banning you, Demicro. That's the thing. You're a mod. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah,
bro.
it's you're a mod, so the only person that will be able to mute you is me. But why would I mute you? There's no reason to. So.
He's been talking the whole time. There's no way.
Yeah.
Oh, you read the message an hour late, lol. Well, even still, though, how are you
getting
muted? Even still, though.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
How would you get muted to begin with? Still?
Yeah, I'm curious about that too. You read my message. I'm sorry, man. I don't. I make the habit of not checking my phone on the stream because I'm obviously like chatting with you guys on the stream and everything. So anyway, I want to go ahead and wrap this up. You know, it's the game of the year. It's getting late and I'm getting tired. My butt's getting tired from sitting down. I'm like,
I'd have dinner. I didn't even have dinner yet.
I haven't had dinner,
Oh, man.
bro.
I ate right before this because
Yeah,
I know
me too.
it could go a while,
Me
so
too.
I
I
had
was
to make
like-
sure.
I fell asleep. I texted him at 6. I was like, "We could do the podcast." He's like, "Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit though." I was like, "Okay, it's all good." I took a nap. Didn't eat dinner. I was like, "Shit."
Yeah, last time I did a podcast, I ate an early lunch and I was like, it went on late. Like, crap, I should have ate something first. So, at least a
It
snack.
happens.
Yeah, we did the mid game of the years on like July or June, something like that. That was fun. Different, a little bit different from this, but I actually kind of like that with the cameras and everything. So
Yeah.
I
We did this same type of thing last year.
yeah,
Like,
Are we still live? Did you wrap up the stream? I think you're still live.
yeah, no, we're still live. That's no problem.
Oh, okay,
We're still
I
talking.
thought-
I don't know. Yeah, but we'll wrap it up in a second. But yeah, just talking here. Thank you everybody for coming by. It was cool. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow these guys on their channels. If you look at the description, you're gonna see their links to the channels already. So go give them a subscribe. Devil May Pie is super close to 1,000 subs. So get him there. Yeah, get him there.
Get me to 2,500. I'm really close to that too.
I'll be happy to take 900. I'm close to 900, so I'll take 900 for this year. We'll get to 1K next year.
Yeah. I think that once you get to the 1K, it's like easier to get like to grow as you go and everything. The first hurdle is really the first 1K.
Yeah,
I think that's
it's
the
been
one
slow,
that,
but
yeah,
we'll try.
it's a slow grind, but once you get to 1K, I think it gets easier to grow the channel and everything. So
It's harder to get to 1K than it is to get from 1K to 2K.
yeah,
For sure.
yeah, 100%. I agree with that too. So thank you everybody. You guys have a good night. It was fun chatting here and talking about the games of this year and everything. An interesting year, not a very good one, but definitely an interesting game. Just final thing there, shout out to Demicro for the donations tonight. He is an awesome dude, and hopefully he doesn't get banned again. So see you guys. Bye bye.
Later, guys.
See you, everybody.